All right. Is anyone interested in recapping today? Inspiration?
We fucked around in a hot spring, got some tattoos, had a good time.
Well, some of you had a good time.
But yes.
Two of us specifically didn't.
Yeah, I can think of a couple who had a sincerely bad time.
Pete's in a cult.
I would say two of them had a challenging time. It was a challenging time.
To be
Pete's
fair,
not in a cult. Pete is the object of cult worship.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
It sounds like
Better.
I voluntarily joined a cult. Okay, I was born into it.
You're born
It's
into
different.
it, yeah. Oh my god.
We sold off a bunch of magic items. We got a little bit of backstory from Zira as well as Decker. Little tiny bit from Decker. Got some from Pete as well in the aforementioned cult. We saw Valor do his best dot matrix printer impression, which was pretty fucking good.
You also saw inside partially of that.
I was gonna gloss over that, but
the ironwood core.
Yeah.
I should say the ironwood frame that is Valor. With
Yeah.
no head.
Yeah, the core has no head.
The head is vestigial, really. It's aesthetic.
Decorative is the word I would go with. On the other hand, it also serves as a focus for the voice, as we saw with head and hands above the water. So,
listening back to that episode is
spectacular.
It's a riot.
I almost forgot about
was
Valor underwater.
fantastic.
Fuck.
Let's not gloss over the fact that Pete got a new icon.
He's so cute.
Yeah,
so
it's
cute.
Let's not gloss over Zira's new
Yes.
strong
Hell yeah.
Haircut.
new digs.
Mm-hmm. Everyone's looking fine. Everyone's looking fine.
I also want to point out that if you click on my thing under characters, you can see 3 views of him, and one of them is specifically the crystalline cloak, which I was happily surprised to see fit so well.
Yeah.
Glad
You
Craig
little
got all
fresh
this.
boy.
Yeah.
Fresh, clean little boy.
I started listening to the last episode, and I just skipped 15 minutes so we can get to the gameplay. Because this keeps happening every time.
I've been tormenting Doug lately by every time we talk about the Pete new icon, which has happened 3 times since getting it. I've just been saying, I'm gonna destroy him, Doug. I'm gonna break your little boy.
You made him too kawaii.
To be fair, in an absent episode, one of Doug's absent episodes, I did make Pete see a terrible, awful thing that definitely scarred him for life.
Both Pete and Doug.
Yeah. Okay. All right, folks. So we're kind of still in a little bit of a fluid time space where you now have time to do things you would like to be doing in downtime. And you are allowed to take as much downtime as you would like. And just for the sake of suspension of disbelief, as well as just as good pacing and time to rest and everything, time limit is not as restrictive now as you feel like as it has been up until this point.
She lied. Hey, remember we didn't take care of that one city and then a dragon murdered everyone inside? Yeah, time's not an issue, guys.
See, you didn't qualify it at that time. I'm qualifying it now.
Look, nothing's actively on fire.
There's just a few embers next to
Yeah.
some tinder and gunpowder. You know?
That thing over there is starting to slowly smoke, and you know what? We'll get to it.
What I'm saying is that if there's go ahead.
I got a magnifying glass.
And Sarah muted herself.
What I'm trying to say is that you have a little bit of liquid space-time here to be doing things you would like. If there's scenes that you want to be working out, if there's people you want to be interacting with, if there's projects you want to get started on, if there's hobbies you want to acquire, now is the time to do it, and you have time to do it. That's what I'm saying. I know Faye is very interested in something very specific, but it's going to be very time-consuming, so I don't know. I mean, chronologically time-consuming. It will take us a few minutes to crank through.
Is that the thing you sent in Discord? That crafting thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Technically always had crafting mechanics, they've just been shit until this weekend.
Loosey goosey.
Yeah. Zira, is there anything you're interested in working on?
Other than like spending some time with Faye, getting the new digs, new do, which I don't know, fine clothes are how much. And second question is, second thing I'd like to do is maybe research the Shadar Kai, where they would be other than the Shadowfell, if there are any like communities of them up here in the world. And maybe, yeah, just that. Take up some reading, spend time with Faye. Sheesh. Oh, hey, how much would a +3 enchantment be to my Pact of the Rod Keeper?
So right now I'm mechanically working on a +1 enchantment is a 150. Hold on, I gotta check my notes. Okay, yeah, I'm just working exponentially. So a +2 is at 400 times original cost. So a +3 would end up being really expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
I bet.
yeah. Like,
Number?
theoretically, it's it would be 1,600 times the original cost of the item.
Holy shit!
So, like, for like a regular wand, that's actually pretty reasonable. But you have a Pact of the Rune Keeper, which is going to make it really expensive.
Rod of the Pact Keeper.
Yeah.
Sorry. Gosh.
I mean, it's a +3. That's like legendary item.
Very rare. Yeah.
It's all right. We'll just kill us a couple more dragons.
No sweat.
Yeah, easy.
Is very rare the one right before legendary?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Oof.
why. That's
Yeah,
why.
that's why. Yeah. Well, the original cost was free. Wait, hold on. 400 times the 400 times the cost of the original one. Does that mean I have to get 400 pairs of hands? I can do that.
You could, but again, the problem then becomes the problem then becomes finding a buyer or like someone who would take your hands.
We did eat one person, but I don't know if you want to go through that again.
No, not even a little bit.
Yeah, you did get cursed when you tried that the first time.
Well, the curse was from that shitty potion that I stole from that. Oh, I bought with real money. I forget.
Yes.
I'm the worst rogue, guys. I haven't picked a lock. I haven't. Yeah. No, just going to the library, hitting those books. Other than that, and okay, I think.
Okay. Would you mind making a history check?
Well,
I'll even let you can if it's just straight. It's technically straight intelligence. It's just the opportunity to take a bonus to it.
Oh, I can definitely do straight intelligence. That's a lot better than history for me.
Really?
Oh, sorry. Wrong one. Oh, no, it's the same. Yeah.
Okay.
It's the same as my history, so.
Yeah.
17's the real roll.
Right, that's yeah, that's what I assumed. So Shadar Kai can colonize in the material plane, but the thing is they don't stay long. They become war camps. They um they aren't meant to live outside of the Shadowfell. There are ways to, I would say with the 17, there are ways for you to find places that have been occupied, might potentially be occupied, but the guarantee of finding anything permanent, or like, or actually promisingly, what's the word, populated, is rather slim.
Gotcha. Ah, man. That means I will have to go to the Shadowfell. That's gonna be fun.
I mean, you don't have to do
I don't
that,
have to.
but
But
and also with this role, like I'm not going to give you like hard details right now, but this gives you hard details if you wanted to try to make a uh if you wanted to go try to investigate and find something, you would have enough information to get started with the 17. Not, again, no promise, but
right. Well, that's about as good as I was expecting. Yeah, I'll probably just follow Faye around for the time being.
okay. And
Oh yeah, don't we have that Decker job to do? I don't know when we're handling that, but
Some minor arson.
yeah, the crime that we're supposed to commit.
again, that's up to you guys.
Probably a good time. I'm gonna go check on Decker. So,
Okay.
I'll let everybody know. Anybody that wants to come, Razik certainly isn't going to stop them at this point.
Okay. Chance to speak up?
I think orcs will go actually to see Decker.
All right. The two of you head to the Fields Ward, to the apartment, and she lets you in. She is holding a soup bowl in her broken hand, and then using a spoon to eat with her other hand. And brings you both inside. It does look cleaner than the first time you've been here, but not as clean as when you were here last with Faye magically doing some housekeeping for her.
Hello, Decker.
Hey guys, y'all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Ark, are you fine?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're fine. How are you?
I'm doing better. Been taking some herbs and other things. I'm feeling a lot better than a couple days back. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's very good to hear. Have you heard from Agnes?
Oh yeah. She uses a spoon and taps the side of her head. And she says she can. Oh, hold on.
Yep.
Baby woke up sad.
Oh.
He's okay. She says, my mom can talk in dreams, but it only works if you're sleeping, which I hadn't been. I got an earful about that. We're good.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you two are finally in contact with each other. Is everything okay with Agnes?
Yeah. She says the town's fine. There hasn't been anything crossing borders or cause for concern. She just kind of has she just got kind of a weird feeling, is all. But I mean, it kind of happens the first couple times after a move, the first couple days after a move. getting used to a new space sometimes can put her on edge. Not like this, I don't think, but everything seems okay.
Did she say why they moved?
The mountain blew up or something.
What now?
Part part of the mountains blew up.
Hmm. But that sounds unusual, don't you think?
Could she say where?
Uh, she scratches her head as she's trying to remember, and she says, "Western side." I don't know. I didn't see it.
Huh. That's very strange.
Yes, I agree. Mountains don't usually just blow up.
Oh no. But I think that's why they moved, just to avoid whatever made mountain blow up.
Yes, and she is fine except for these strange feelings, but she is smart to pay attention to those. So I guess it's okay. I I guess if she was in a serious danger, she would certainly let you know. Um, I would still like to go visit her at some point, but but before we can do that, we have business to conduct here. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um. Okay. This um. So this house um belongs to a Lord Alton Fyland. And I'll type that up. This asshole. Okay. Um. So he his whole family's deal is about trapping and catching, hunting monsters. They're kind of heralded as heroes for generations. Then they started kind of doing it more like as a hobby, and now they're doing it kind of for like exotic pet type shows, and they sell monsters and animals. In theory, I wouldn't mind it so much, except like it's not like they're responsible about who they're selling to, and also these are still like monstrous creatures that he manages to get his hands on, including like I caught wind of um so there's this rule in Waterdeep, right? Where
Mm.
you can't, if you are a dragon cannot pass the walls, cannot enter the city unless it's been blessed uh specifically. And from what I understand, a wyvern some time ago acquired this blessing and was taken through and has since laid eggs, and now he is able to breed wyverns here, inbreeding as well, which is a whole other issue that I'm super unhappy about. Uh, and is able to sell them again as like pets and things. And because they're already in the city, they just get to be here. Um, but the problem is that like on top of me just being petty and just wanting to burn the house down, there's still a lot of like innocent creatures that are inside that I don't feel really good about letting die in it. The people I could give a shit about, they've made their choices, but those animals don't have a choice.
So it sounds like what you would like is less burning down the house and more freeing the animal inmates that are there.
I mean,
Wouldn't,
I would not be opposed to both happening, but definitely.
wouldn't it be dangerous to release a bunch of wyverns into Waterdeep?
Yeah, like definitely. That's kind of why I've been stuck on this for like 3 weeks.
Well, if the wyverns are dangerous, we should probably just kill them.
Yeah, no, yeah. I'm not really in a position to do that on my own, though.
Well, maybe we could concoct a way where the Wyvern will kill the Filings.
Okay.
Would there be a way to release the if we released the wyverns outside of Waterdeep, would they be able to get back in, or no?
No, because none of them have been blessed themselves. Hello?
Hmm. Well, this sounds like quite the puzzle.
Yeah, it's kind of complicated.
Hmm. Or we should probably think on this, don't you think?
Definitely.
Hmm.
I don't know too much about wyverns and caring for them or anything like that, other than tribes tend to avoid them. It seems a waste. It seems a waste to just slaughter them all to, and she air quotes, free them. Kill them in an attempt to free them, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
No, you're right.
Well, a danger is a danger. And if these wyvern are dangerous, they should be eliminated. The other animals we can let go. Then we'll just burn everything else to the ground. That seems like the simplest solution, but I have found with my friend here that the simple solution isn't always obvious. We'll take this problem back to the crew, and we'll see if they have any better ideas. Have you heard anything from your friends in the big castle?
Uh, not really. Mostly, uh, mostly waiting to know, some vague details that I'm passing on as I can. Is there anything that
Okay.
you guys need me to ask of them?
Well, I would like to know any news about the fried Pepsi if there is
Yeah.
any.
Okay, yeah, I can ask.
Progress updates.
Sure, yeah, I'll ask.
Have you hmm,
What?
If they have any way to scry on the exploding mountain, that would be easier than us going all the way out there to try to figure out what happened.
oh well, I may be able to help you with that, Auric.
I think that's something we need to look into. So if you can take care of that and not have to worry the High Lords, that's good.
Yes, I can certainly give it a shot. I spoke with Blossom over at Falconmere.
Oh, yeah.
Have you had a chance to get back there since you have been feeling better?
Uh, I I'm still I'm laying low over there. If I can, I'm trying not to go that direction if I can help it right now.
Yeah, he seemed to indicate that you had a particular knack for frustrating Jareth.
Yeah, that's that's the nice way of saying it.
Hmm. Okay, well, I hope that gets better.
She shrugs.
Razik shrugs. Okay, well, I will come stop by a little later to see how you are doing.
Okay. Yeah. And are you two healing okay?
Oh yes,
Yes.
I feel fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just it's not the worst thing, I guess.
Yes, I imagine the tattoos were quite a bit less painful than when you died.
I mean, I don't really remember that feeling, so that's kind of hard to
Hmm.
say. Now, the poison breath, that I remember. That was,
Mm.
well, you remember that.
Yes, that was not good. Hmm. You know, Oryx. Now that I bring it up, um, ha- you seem to be adjusting to having your wings back very easily. That, does that mean that you always felt like you should have the wings?
I was born with wings.
Well,
Not
yes, but
like these.
you hadn't had wings for a long time.
Yes. They they didn't work. The wings that I was born with, I couldn't fly. But that didn't stop the rest of the kobolds from, well, treating me like an Ur,
Yeah.
which, not you've seen Misa and Tox. You know what happened to Rin. It's not. It was worse in the tribe while the dragon was alive. Kobolds take on characteristics of their dragons, and red dragons are arrogant and proud to a fault.
Mm. Yes. I've seen many tribes where their members have something that differentiates them, and they are often treated poorly. I'm I'm sorry you were treated poorly. Mm.
It
And
was good.
all that time you didn't have your wings. You never really adjusted to not having wings.
It wasn't really much of an adjustment to not having them. they didn't work. I couldn't fly,
Hmm.
and so I couldn't escape with the rest of the Urds, and I couldn't be with the rest of the tribe in the Warrens because, however broken my wings were, they were still there.
Hmm.
And I tried to fit in with the rest of the kobolds, but that didn't work very well. And now I have these, and I can fly, and I don't really have to worry about fitting in anymore.
Yes, it is. It is nice not to have to worry about fitting in. And you are helping other kobolds find a place where they fit in. Everyone needs a place where they can fit in. Right, Deck-Up?
She chokes a little bit. She's been like huddled over her soup and like her eyes going back and forth between the two of you, watching you talk. And she just clears her throat. Yeah, yeah, yep, yep.
Yeah.
The whole point of my mom's town. The whole
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, fitting in is important. You should probably go to Falconmere. Okay, bye.
Fine, bye.
I'll give me just a second, Razik. I want to
Oh
ask
yeah.
Decker something kind of personal if I can catch up with you in a second.
Yeah, no problem. Razik heads out.
She sets her bowl of soup on the floor.
I know this is a weird question, and if it's too personal, I get it. You said you had experience with dying.
Yeah. I don't know if Razik told you, but I used to do the kind of thing that you guys do, try to help people be heroic and all that. And I had my own group that I go that I travel with. And they're supposed to, keep you safe and keep you company. And well, I mean, you see me, I run in head first to a lot of things, and there was an instance where we had to go somewhere I didn't. There's places that aren't designed for creatures of the material plane, and the Shadowfell is absolutely one of them, and the city of Sigil is absolutely one of them. And I had a knack for getting us in trouble on accident, and one time it just got out of hand, and I was killed and brought back, and that happened maybe 4 times sequentially, like within a couple of days. That was shortly after I had just barely started getting used to being cursed, and she gestures to the her right side of her body. And it was just it was a lot, and things don't work the way they used to. And so I'm genuinely happy for you that not only do you seem to be in fine working order, but you feel whole. Most don't end up feeling that way.
What did you see when you died? I've always been told, and we're all raised to believe, that when we die, our souls go to the Dragon Queen and we're judged and sent either to help Colonel Mack escape his cavern prison where he's been trapped, or we're sent somewhere else. They don't really ever elaborate. But none of that. There were no gods, there was no hells, there was no caverns or Dragon Queen. Just voices.
Yeah, that sounds kind of familiar. One of my scrapes, while we were in the shadow, I was given the opportunity to be forced through this maze that kept talking to me. What did the voices tell you?
They didn't tell me anything. It was kobolds I've met and the fallen centurions, and they just were calling to me. And I hovered between life and death, I guess. And then I woke up like this.
That's a nice thing. I don't know what that is, but whatever that is, that's nice. I mean, I don't know if there was a god that was barring your way, which is possible, or if there were something else that were preventing passage. But whatever happened, if you died, which you did, it sounds like, there was something stopping you from passing, like a dam.
I had a ring. Raceris had given me a ring that would have stored my soul and saved me from going to the Dragon Queen. But I didn't go into it.
It's a big deal. That's very impressive. You had a choice. That's amazing. As an expert on getting killed, sorry I'm not more helpful on what it means to die. I've not gotten that chance yet. I don't think we're ever gonna get that chance till we make the choice to die.
Well, hopefully that choice is a long way away.
Yeah.
Alright, I will let you get back to your soup. Thank you.
If you need to talk about it more, obviously I'm pretty qualified, except for knowing what it means. I don't know shit about shit. She smiles.
Orcs will turn to leave. I guess all we can do is try to figure it out.
Yeah. Hey, if I die first, which is incredibly likely, I'll come and haunt you to tell you, okay?
Okay, but the High Lord still owes you a couple favors, and so I don't think you'll beat me unless you burn through all of those, so...
It's very possible. I am incredibly needy about the weirdest shit.
Okay, but if you're gonna do something where you might die, come find us first. Just call Razak. We'll come.
Okay. All right.
Have you tried to have that curse removed? Or is that not possible?
I didn't have the opportunity for a long time. When it happened, we were still pretty young and stupid. And by the time we'd made it home or to anywhere that could help us, I mean, I had died. I had changed. I'm a different person now. People who call me Ida are people who knew me before. I I'm something else now. I know that. I don't mind. It's just it's a way to help other people remember that I'm not the kid from the Druid colony.
Hmm.
Planar travel fucks you up.
Keep that in mind, given, well, recent things.
Yeah,
Thank you.
be careful of that. I can see it. That whole thing. I can see it. It could kill you all very easily.
We'll be careful. And remember, call Razak.
Okay, all right.
And then I'll go.
Okay. Anything else the two of you'd like to handle right now?
Not Razak.
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. Valor. Anything special that you'd like to spend your time doing?
I guess the first thing is there a quick way to like borrow a book? Or
Yes.
actually buy a book? Like
So you can go to a bookstore, but there's also
Mhm.
this resource available called the Font of Knowledge, which is this enormous temple that is built to Ogma, that is a shared and open library that contains every possible Library of Alexandria
Yeah.
type of so you're welcome to just go there and look at and like read what they have, but you would if you want to purchase what you're looking for, you can just go to a bookstore and spend 25 gold and buy it.
Uh I think first they'll go to like this vast library and ask them for a compendium of hero stories.
You're guided to this wing of the library, which is personal tales, fairy tales, mythos of like world creation, like
Mhm.
everything that involves anything that could possibly narrate the hero's journey in some like
Yeah.
glamorous way. It's completely overwhelming what you are brought to.
Uh I think Valor eventually gravitates to just a children's fairy tale book. Like the classic like knights in shining armor, like heroes overcoming stuff kind of storybook.
Okay.
Um, and we'll ask one of the people there if there's a place to buy this book.
Could you roll me a D100, please?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, don't worry about that. Um, uh, yes, and they give you instructions to take you to the trades ward,
Mhm.
a ways south of where you are. Uh, and there you could easily acquire from a bookshop, 25 gold for a book.
Okay. Yeah, I think Valor, just being exceedingly polite, will, after being told that, like, thank them, just turn and leave. Spent probably like 25 minutes in the greatest library ever constructed. Found the right children's book. Was like, this one will do. Okay. And
That is 100% what they expect. That is absolutely normal for the monks of Agma.
that's excellent. I think I want to like buy the book for sure, and then I think Valor will spend the rest of the time that they aren't needed for something with the group. Observing. Is there places like public forums where there are like fighting tournaments or anything? Or I should say even martial arts tournaments.
Uh, yes, yes. The Fields of Triumph, which is where
Hmm.
the rest of the party had done this big arena fight, are still like open for smaller events, and that's absolutely something he can go or they can go either
Hmm.
witness or participate in. If you want to participate, I'm gonna have you roll a couple of dice, and it'll determine, like carousing, how much money you can theoretically make, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think they'll try to watch for maybe. It depends on how long, but let's say like a day or two. They watch to see what kind of fighting
Uh huh.
styles, because they're just sort of generally curious about how other things fight. And then probably on like the fourth or fifth day, I think they'll participate in about if they're allowed to.
Yeah, for sure. I think there's some confusion at your appearance, but also a lot of people come in full plate armor,
Hmm.
so you might just be a really tall dude. Um, you see, while witnessing here, well, like while here, in a couple of days' time, you see truly, even with Valor's limited experience, the most varied scope of combat ever. Like wizard duels, like eldritch knights, uh, fighting styles from far out east into the south that have a huge advantage over the coastal combatants here. Like just because of the newness, the uh, how they're not prepared for that type of technique. Like you have the opportunity because you are in the city of splendor to witness really kind of the world on display through hand-to-hand combat. Um, you're welcome to participate. We're going to have you roll
Hmm.
how how much fighting you want to do.
Um, I don't know if I'd have any frame of reference. And I guess it would depend on like they'd be pretty easily influenced by somebody there to fight more than they should. If somebody just requested to watch them fight in a bigger tournament, Valor would probably like as long as it didn't infringe on what the group is doing.
There is someone who actually would push you a little bit. There's an elven gentleman there who wears kind of bright clothes, who very easily, like very comfortably, as soon as he notices your attention and what you're doing, um, positions himself near enough to you with like his feet up on the seat ahead of him, to like kind of chat with you and point out what's happening and actively kind of like groom you to know what to look for,
Hmm.
kind of thing. And then would very much encourage you to
Yeah, they would join whatever bout this guy said to.
all
Because like
right.
they've been sitting probably somewhat motionless, just watching fights for like 2.5 days.
Okay. Roll me. We'll start with one. We'll start with one.
Mhm.
Could you roll me one D10, and then a 1D100. Or, sorry, a D20, and then a D100.
Well, that's weird.
Oh, okay.
That's a wild range.
All right. So you are going to lose some dignity, as well as 35 gold. As your trademark technique of just bringing the hammer down is very easily dodged by some more lithe combatants, or even people who can just fly.
Just go up high.
Right. All right. You're welcome to continue. Like, we can do this up to, like, we'll say 5 times. If you'd like to continue trying this, or.
I think Valor would definitely try 1 or 2 more times, because
All right.
even though they're hemorrhaging money, it's informative.
Okay. Let's roll another D20 and another D100. Okay. Okay.
Just getting my ass beat.
This time there's less money down. So you're only going to lose 10 gold. But again, yeah, you do have your ass beat. And then yeah, let's do it one more time.
I finally rolled above a 10.
Amazing.
And then another 96. What the fuck?
That's incredible. Okay, so you will recoup 20 gold from that. I will say, like, what this amounts to is you don't fall, but you're not the victor in that third fight. To which your elven friend just kind of reaches up. He's a little short. He tries to put his hand on your shoulder and just says, "Getting better."
Yeah, I think Valor would be satisfied, unless the elf feels like fronting a bunch of fights for Valor to fight. The coin being exchanged is not a thing Valor accounted for and doesn't have a proper appreciation for. So they'll probably just stop, because they don't really get what kind of coin is on each fight and how much they might stand to lose. So just default to be like, I think I'm done. Unless somebody's paying for me to fight, I think I'm good.
Yeah, I think that's I think that's what's gonna happen. That sounds about right.
I mean, it was informative in the way that, like, Valor wanted, which is to see the way things fight. Hadn't had much experience seeing any of the way things fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Faye, we're getting to you soon, but we're gonna check in on Pete. What's Pete's intention?
Oh boy, he's at the library with Zira.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's right.
And he is researching both the definition and history of cult.
I would if Pete is going to. So if
Sorry,
Pete is gonna accompany me to the library, I'm definitely gonna ask him. So, what are you here for?
Just doing some research.
Yes, that's clear. But on what?
Cults.
She gives you a very strange look and asks immediately, "Are you thinking of joining one?"
Oh, no, never. I don't know.
Good. Oh my god, you had me worried for a second. Okay. Then, may I ask, why are you so interested in cults? Did you uncover a secret cult that we need to dismantle?
Maybe? I think, So, Faye, Valor and I were talking yesterday about some
No, I
things.
heard.
And I don't think my mother has a cult going on, but also there were no books on cults in her library, so I just need to figure out what's going on.
Zira nods and says, "Well, I was quiet because when I'm relaxing, I don't really like to get into those kinds of discussions. But in my humble opinion, that does seem pretty culty."
Okay, well, I guess I'll find out today.
Okay. If there's anything you need help finding, just let me know. Staff at the library would probably help better, but you know, if you need help reaching something.
Oh, thanks. That's so nice.
Okay. So the three of you are all together. I mean, Pete, you can. I'm not gonna make you do a check for this one.
Intelligence check to see if his mother runs a cult.
I mean, like you understand. You can understand. Actually, what I would
suppose.
love is a wisdom saving throw.
Oh my.
Oh, this is
Okay, that's not great.
fantastic. No, it is not. Woo!
You have the
Yes.
opportunity, I believe, to use your feature if you fail a save. Is that correct?
It's
Yes.
Is it saves?
Yes, attack
Yeah.
rolls and saving throws.
I choose not to.
All right. Okay.
It's
So-
only 2d4.
2d4 could really change this answer.
I'm kind of really excited to see where it goes.
Okay, all right. So Pete, Pete, you become not only familiar with what a cultist and cultism is, you are still firmly rooted in this cognitive dissonance of I understand how everyone else is seeing and believing this about my family and my home, but I've seen the blessing, like I've seen the good that following these rules reaps. I have not only me directly, but people within the city have benefited directly from this, from dogma and from being religious. And yeah, sure, this hasn't worked for everybody. Like there are, you see civilizations that have fallen because they have prioritized their faith above their people. Institution above individual repeatedly shows failure over and over and over and over again. But that hasn't been the case in Brookville. So it just doesn't make sense. In fact, like, and also with this 6, there are a couple of other like faiths and practices that you feel strongly about, feel positively about even. And you kind of just tuck those ideas away, and feel at once frustrated, but also secure in this confirmation that you are not wrong.
I am so happy with that outcome.
Oh God.
You remember
Oh,
the
that's so much
Principal
worse.
Skinner from the
Yeah, right.
Simpsons? And he's like, no, it's the children who are wrong.
Right?
Absolutely.
Am I out of touch? No.
Cool. That's all I needed. Thank you.
Yep. Lovely ladies, Zira and Faye, anything else you're looking for in the library?
Nope, I'm just here for, extra planer shit.
Mm-hmm. Shit! I can rock out some big details for you, like everything being connected through the city of Sigil. Each, which is a plane that is shaped like a donut. It is round and has a circle through the center of it, and there are points on each. There are points around the outer ring that are portals that connect to every other plane, and each city that is built around these portals takes on attributes, both culturally and physically, of the planes that are beyond. And then you have, your rock hard basics, which is, the material at the center, surrounded at once by the shadow and the Fae. Then just beyond that is the elemental planes, which at their core, which would be closest to the material, where they would theoretically have communed to create the material. Everything is a little bit more hospitable and survivable, but you move to those outer regions of the elemental planes, and you'll die. You do not stand a chance as a mortal being of surviving there. And then there are heavenly planes. I need to still do that whole handout, but there's heavenly planes. There's hellish planes. There's the abyss, and the realm where most creatures that are not native to the material that live on the material have come from, like the elves, and dragons. Well, wait. Anyway, again, I'll get you that full handout this week. I apologize. If you're looking for, you wanted to focus in on the shadow, right?
Among others, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I am so sorry for not finishing that. Okay. So what I'm going to say is that in this time you have the time and you get the resources that you are looking for, and I will just give you the actual list and the names and the details and everything this week. Is that all right?
You don't actually even need to give me details if you don't want. Just tell me what I get, and then I can read through it at my leisure.
Exactly. Like I need to go through my notes and other stuff and give you what you get. And that's my mistake, is that I have not done that. But
More trouble than it's worth.
What I will say is I will pretty much anything you can find on the 5e version of the Shadowfell is, like, as far as locations go and populations go, that's going to be all accurate and fair, as well as the Fae. Like, those are pretty well rooted in basics, and anything beyond that, you and I can talk.
Sure.
Yeah. I knew there was something I was forgetting this week. God damn it. Okay. And anything else you guys want to do here? No?
No. I'll
Okay.
probably ask Pete after we're all walking out together back to our inn. So what did you find?
I found a lot of information on cults, and I did my research. I kept an open mind, like I promised Faye that I would, and I came to my own conclusions.
Zero looks nervously at Faye.
I should note that Pete has a pretty smug look on his face.
She looks nervously back to Pete. Okay, well, as long as you're not getting into trouble.
He looks at her kind of quizzically. I think of all of us, I'm probably the least likely to get into trouble.
Hmm. Probably the least likely to cause trouble, but the most likely to get caught.
You can't get caught if you don't do anything wrong.
Yeah. No, yeah. Uh-huh. Good talk.
I agree.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
All right. Faye, are you interested in shop? You mentioned shopping.
Oh, that was probably accompanying me
Oh,
doing
right.
that thing.
Yep.
Unless
I
you
also
want
need to buy materials.
Yeah, I'll
Yes.
accompany you on that.
All right. Let me just. Okay. I don't remember if I've quoted you on price yet.
Nope.
Or okay. If you were going for the rare version of your item, it's going to cost 5,000 gold in components.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You would also be prompted as this is a thought that this is an idea that's been stewing for a minute. Yeah, this is something Faye's been thinking about, or
Yep.
is this okay? In which case, when you are preparing every day, in your resting, doing whatever you feel is supposed to be what you are doing to interact with your deity, you have images that are projected to you of standing stones that have been painted and carved in a very specific way. And you know that after you're able to put together that after the crafting of this thing is done, in order to bless it in the way that you'd like it to be blessed, you do have to do a ritual of some kind.
Great.
Which
Then retroactively when I'm at the library, I want to try and look into where those standing stones are.
all right, that's fine. Yeah. Let's get a history check from you. Okay.
I don't know why that's rolling at advantage.
I will say
Oh,
you don't find anything direct, but you have such clear vision of what it is that at least what they look like. You could make them yourself.
all right, nice. Okay, then I'll gather up materials to do that as well while we're out.
All right. Okay, and then the secondary item will cost 300 gold in components,
Fantastic.
but will not need to be dedicated in the same way. Let me just check. Checking a spell real quick, seeing if there's something here. Nah, we're good. Okay. All right. So, which item do you want to work on first? And do you let anyone else know what you're doing? Ask for help or anything?
I'm going to be banging out the armor first. And yes, I'm not private about it, but I don't think I'll openly invite people to investigate what I'm doing either.
Okay. I'm going to go out on a limb and say you do this at your workshop.
For the time being, probably. I don't think I'm doing anything today, though. Today's a shopping day.
Okay. All right. Is anyone interested in offering assistance or prying into whatever it is she's doing?
I mean, I'll definitely offer
Ted does,
assistance,
but
but
orcs would probably leave well
I
enough
don't know.
alone.
Has she brought it up
Don't-
to any of us before?
No.
I'm probably going to
Oh.
tomorrow when I'm like, hey, I'm about to disappear for a bunch of days and be working, but not right now. No.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I'll offer help, but I'll also probably preface that with, yeah, no, I'm not sure how good I am with any sort of mechanical thing. If you need magic stuff, you're probably more knowledgeable, but an extra pair of hands I can do.
I'm happy to help, but this isn't really like my area of expertise.
Like I said, Ted wants to be like, yeah, no, Oryx wants in on this, but Oryx doesn't know what's going on. When asked, yes, probably she will say something. Especially if it's making armor, given.
Yep. I could use help on either front because I can handle either the more magical side or the more mechanical side. So, you know, whatever is clever.
Is that Faye asking for help?
Yeah. If people express interest, absolutely. In the morning, yes. If nobody has anything better to do, I'm going to be working on something. It's kind of, weirdly enough, a religious thing for me now. I was
Bye.
thinking a lot about making.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking a lot about making something, and then I started having these visions in the morning, and I've kind of pieced together something that is inspired by something outside of myself, which is new. But I have all the stuff planned out. If you guys, anyone is interested in helping,
With this new information, Pete is all in.
What are you making?
it's kind of a tether. Well, physically, it's armor.
I can help you with that.
Okay. Any other like shopping that needs to have been done, Faye, or was just the materials you need?
Mostly materials. Did we finalize the sale of the items yet?
Yes, that has been done. Money should be either distributed or reduced from stuff yesterday or day
I
before.
do not remember what number we settled on, and I didn't write it down because I'm terrible.
Oh no,
Is
you're not gonna make me. It was a big number.
It was a big number. It was in like the 5,000s range. I feel like.
No, it was more than that.
Wait, for the hammer?
Yeah, that was
For
way more
everything
than
we sold?
5,000.
Okay. Wow, you're lucky I wrote this down because I was
I'm
not
so
going
lucky.
to, because I thought you
Yeah,
guys
wasn't-
had it all.
Wasn't
I
the, wasn't
assumed
the
we would
hammer
finalize
like
the-
30,000?
Yeah, it was like
And then-
30,000.
Yeah.
You sold it for 27,000. You also sold the animated shield for 4,000, and the belt of giant strength for 3,000.
Did we sell that? I thought we decided to hold on to the belt.
I was holding onto it and I sold it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and I was holding onto the shield and I sold the shield. Then we each got a cut of the 27,000.
Okay.
Or didn't we wait on the hammer? That's
The
why
hammer
it's
No, the
Well-
hammer we definitely sold.
Oh.
I
No,
think
no,
what
wait,
happened
wait
with
on
the hammer,
to sell it at 30,000 instead of
right?
27.
The first roll on the hammer was 27,000, and there was going to be a persuasion roll to see if we could get it back up to the market price of 30,000.
The
But
first
then
offer
none of
was
us cared.
the first offer was 21, and
Oh, I
right.
gotcha.
yeah, yep.
Okay.
That's the part I missed.
All right. Yeah, 5,666 with a spare gold piece, I guess.
My share gets cut between Pete and Valor.
Yeah, I already and did all the accounting.
Yeah, ditto.
Then I bought a shit ton of tattoos.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that was kind of what was supposed to have been what happened, but like it's still good that
Well,
it's
yeah,
in
to be
chat.
fair, some of us didn't spend money, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We're good. We're good.
Because me and Pete both got fronted big by Razik, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep.
But we got our sick tats.
Oh, I guess on downtime I'm going to ask Razik how Decker's doing and when she wants us to do the job.
Hmm. Well, Decker's doing quite well. I think she still has some recovery left, and some other fences to mend. Um, in terms of the job, well, it's not quite as simple as burning down a house. Um, there are many animals in and around the house that Decker would like freed, and then she would like the house burned down.
Right. Any dangerous ones that
Oh yes, there are some wyverns there. Um, Decker said they're quite dangerous. Um, it sounds to me like we should just kill them, but Oryx seems to think not.
Not that I don't think we should kill them. It's just more all of the effort that Decker has put into not like the reason she's waited is because she couldn't figure out how to not kill them. And so if we can figure out a way to not kill them, then all of her efforts to save them will have not been for nothing. If we
Right.
can't save them, we can't save them.
Hmm.
Sorry. What?
Wyverns?
Wyverns. We are trying to save wyverns from where?
The
What?
guy who...
Do we have a blueprint or something?
No?
Decker knows where they are.
Yeah, Decker has more information, but she's still recovering.
Have you guys seen the building? Okay, all right. I can come up with a pretty solid plan probably if I could get a look at what we're working with here, or just get a solid handle.
I could go do recon if you'd like.
Couldn't you make Skronky do it?
Who? Oh, yeah, wait. That bastard hasn't come back. I thought you had him.
Nah, apparently it takes longer to appreciate to like the free friend having level than I thought. But divine inspiration is pretty good.
It's okay, Faye. I'm your friend.
Yeah, but you can't turn invisible and steal me stuff and play pranks.
I can
Can
turn
you?
invisible.
Now
Aw,
see, that's
bitch.
why I'm your friend. I can do all of those things. Especially good at the last one.
Pete, turn invisible.
Oh, today?
Yeah.
I can't.
What do you mean you can't? If you can turn invisible, shouldn't you just be able to? She just disappears from the table.
Some days I can and some days I can't.
Uh-huh.
That sounds
Right.
confusing.
Yeah, that is
Alright,
confusing. I
Sometimes.
don't get it.
Now that you're invisible, go find someone's soup and just like pour it out right in front of them. I've always wanted to do this.
Would you settle for a drink?
Yeah.
Why are we doing this? I thought there was something to build. Also,
Zero
thing to plan to, and there's soup on the ground. Okay.
Hello,
Yeah.
friends.
All the little things, RX.
Oh God.
What are we discussing?
Faye is covering her mouth and is like trying not to just bust out laughing really loud right as this happens to give herself and all of her friends away.
Do you want me to make a roll for that?
No,
Okay.
you do not need to do that. Although Razik is gone.
I see. Wait, gone as an invisible?
Gone?
Oh. Oh, I feel like he left when we mentioned religion.
No, he was just like not listening.
Oh. I remember him saying bye, and I thought he just like got up off the table and left.
Yeah, I thought so as well. I thought he had just like pushed out his chair and
Fucking
walked
dipped.
briskly to the door.
In either case, he's gone.
I'm imagining Valor like coming back from a day of losing fights.
I can see no way that Razik disappearing ends poorly in the city of Waterdeep.
Where did he? There's absolutely no way he walked out without me noticing. There's no way.
There's not. He didn't.
It's not the next day that we were gonna help her with her thing, right? It's still the same day that she's shopping.
I don't
You-
know. Time is loose right now.
Yes, time is loose right now.
Okay, so it's the same day that she went shopping.
Yeah, whatever.
Yes.
Probably nighttime.
One sec.
Doug making that noise about Pete.
Anything.
Well, like I'm used to it with everybody else. I don't know what it could be with Pete.
Oh wait, did someone bring up that Razik isn't around?
What's your passive perception?
Not great. One second.
No. Actually,
16.
no. You would
Oh,
notice
that's
that he's
okay.
not there.
Okay, cool. In that case. Do
Oh,
I hear him?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Oh, this is fantastic.
I won't bring it up unless somebody specifically asks.
I mean, you have to be able to see him for detect thoughts.
No. For the second half of this spell, you can detect the amount of thinking creatures in a space.
Gotcha.
So if there's one more than you can see.
Yeah.
What's Razik
Interesting.
thinking right now? Surface
you-
level.
So that you would have to be able to see him to.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
never mind. Just
Yeah.
It's
Let's
like
see.
throwing a rock into a
Um,
pond, watching the ripples.
Oh, wait, once you detect the presence of a creature in this way, you can read its thoughts for the rest of the duration. Okay, all right. Actually, Razik, what are you thinking?
Round and round, round and round, round and round, round and round.
I'll stop
round
listening
and
now.
round.
Oh my God, that
Better
is
than
fully psychotic.
I am concerned. I am
All work and no
concerned.
play makes Jack a dull boy.
I was expecting. God, these people are dumb. Why are we still standing here?
Okay.
I
Zero,
would probe
Zero
further,
will
but
get...
I have a feeling he's gonna pass that.
Is Razik like a bug right now or something? Did Razik get real ill?
Why don't you make an investigation check, Valor?
Wah wah.
It's impossible to tell. He has calmed the border ethereal. All right, folks. What else do you want to do for the evening / day?
If I believe if Razik is still missing, I'm going to ask, hey, where's Razik? I was going to ask where this building was.
Oh, he's around.
Round and round, round and round, round and round.
Is he saying
Adam,
this
that's
out
so
loud?
scary. Adam, that's so scary. And no, it's not out loud.
Zero will look around for Razik, and failing Razik, will just ask Oryx.
I don't know. He was here a second ago.
No, not where Razik is. Like, what? The
Oh, the
person's
building?
name.
I believe Decker told us he's pretty famous around this part anyway. He's the only one that breeds wyverns and
Wicked
other
one.
things in Waterdeep.
All right.
I imagine he's in the field ward somewhere. I can't imagine it's particularly safe to go breeding wyverns in town.
Okay. I can always just ask around. Did she give you a name?
Did she give us a name? I feel like she gave us a name.
She gave you a name.
Yeah, it's
do
Alton
I have this right?
Violent.
That's right. It's even
All
in
right.
chat. So yes, that's his name. He's apparently not a great person and somehow snuck some wyverns in before the ban on dragons went into effect. Or not ban, but like...
Warding.
Yeah.
The wyvern he brought in was blessed,
Yeah.
and so was able to get past the ward.
And then the others, if they leave, cannot come back in because they're not actually blessed. They're just sort of already past the wards. So the wards can't keep them out, but if they ever go out, they can't come back in.
Hey, wait. Actually, so two things. I am going to... Now, did you say that you weren't concerned about the wyverns, or did you want to save those two?
I just pointed out that with all of the... This would have been done a while ago, except Decker was trying to find a way to save not just... And it's more than just wyverns. There are other creatures. Those are just the most dangerous ones. She's trying to find a way to save them before she just burns down the house. Otherwise, this would have been done a while ago.
That's
I was
what
just
I'm
saying
asking.
it would have been a waste of all her efforts if we were to just
We could
burn the
potentially
place
just
down.
purchase their whole stock, walk out with it, burn down the house, and get our money back.
I mean, that would seem a little weird, I would think. But
I
we
mean,
could
unless
try
we
that.
can teleport wild animals out of the city, then that's what I have.
Like I said, it's not so much the way. There are other things in there that may be easier to save, or at the very least, less dangerous or non-dangerous to release into Waterdeep. Like releasing a bunch of wyverns into Waterdeep just seems like a dumb thing to do.
Yeah. I was just wondering what is acceptable losses here, just so I can gauge a price for all these creatures. Do you get where I'm going? Because if you want to slay the wyverns, but want to save the rest, we can just bypass that, and I can just ask for the price of the rest of his stock. If
I mean,
not,
that
we'll
might
have
be
to
a lot of
factor all
things. That might
Fair.
be an extremely sizable purchase. We don't know.
Well, I intend to find out tomorrow.
We told Decker that we would kind of get a plan before we did anything and talk to her. So we have time. There's no due date for this.
Yeah. Okay.
Are the wyverns intelligent? I don't know much about wyverns.
I know they're dangerous. That's about all I know.
Will they be cooperative?
I don't know. I don't know how intelligent they are or if they're beasts.
Actually, a nature check, Arix. Faye, you can make this as well if you'd like.
They like dumb dragons.
I know they're dangerous. That's it.
They are classified as dragons, but they are non-intelligent.
So would they be like on the intelligence level of like a smart beast, like a raven or something?
Yeah, about that. Yep.
Fantastic. That means they will not be cooperative. That means they have probably been abused. It will be decidedly uncooperative. Fantastic.
Well,
I relay this information to the party.
We should definitely not just release them into Waterdeep then.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty fast way to get them killed.
Or people,
Well, probably both.
citizens.
Great. So we're gonna need a way to transport them, even if we can get them out, in a way where they can't escape or, hurt other people or us.
Yeah.
Or the
Although,
gentleman has a way
again,
to do that.
I mean, he must control them, train them somehow.
Exactly.
But again, if they're dangerous, it's probably safer for everyone involved to just. And Razek has already said it might be the only way to do it. So that's something to think about, I guess.
well, we'll look for the other options first. If worse comes to worse, then you know.
For you guys for now.
What did you need help with, Faye? We can get started on that while Zira does reconnaissance.
I am making something. I already have all the plans drawn out.
Okay. Let me know if you need my help, I guess.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Probably start on it tomorrow morning early. Go over to the workshop. It's not very big, but it's, a solid space to work in.
Okay.
May I observe?
You may stand in the doorway and observe. Again, it's not very big.
Valor just nods.
Faye, as you're getting ready to go up for bed, would you make me a dexterity saving throw?
Yeah.
Do I
Okay.
also need to make one?
No.
I'm in the same room. Okay.
No, you're fine. There is a stumble and the sound of thread snapping as you drop to the ground and take your first take a first step. Your legs have been webbed over with fine white silk, but it is just spider silk and it did break pretty easily.
It would have been funny if you fell and hurt yourself.
That it would have.
Yeah, I can play pranks too.
I mean, That's great. That's great, Rancic. Thank you very much for the prank. It's delightful. It was a good thought.
Delightful jest.
Oh, hello, Val.
Hello.
What that you got there?
What do you mean?
It looks like you have a book.
Ah, yes. This is a book of tales.
What kind of tales?
Heroic stories.
Hmm. And you've read this book?
Yes. 4 times.
Do you have a favorite story?
Hmm. I do not.
Hmm. May I see that book?
Yeah, Valor slowly like holds it out to Razik.
Razik is sort of leafing through the pages. What did this book teach you about heroes?
Hmm. It is not about teaching. It is about remembering.
Oh, so you already know about heroes.
Yes.
Hmm.
I was already taught about heroes.
What were you taught?
There is a long pause. I was taught how to be a hero, how to speak like a hero.
Hmm. Were you taught what a hero is?
Yes.
Well, mm, uh, what is a hero?
Hmm. Above
Um,
all, go ahead.
when this question is asked to you, Valor, there is a sharp click, like something you can feel within you, and you have a vivid reimagining of some memories that you have experienced. You remember the tower, you remember the boy, you remember your objective, and you remember fulfilling your objective. Uh, and the praise you would receive for your obedience and your what's the word? I guess dignity and eloquence and and with the quickness with which you are able to fulfill your tasks.
Does anybody else smell smoke?
Yeah, I think like Valor's the you saw the light dim for a second, and the light clicks back on, and Valor will look up and say, "It is about protecting those that cannot protect themselves, following your purpose, doing so with dignity, with self-control."
Hmm. And who taught you this?
The son of the master.
Hmm. The son of a master have a name?
You see the lights audibly dim. And like Valor looks down at their hands, and you see them like clamp their hands together a little. Look back and say, "I cannot recall."
Hmm. Well, does the master have a name?
I think at that you see Valor's shoulders actually bow a little, almost like something heavy just got dropped on. I cannot recall.
Mm, that's okay, Valor. Mm, maybe. Here, why don't you take your book back? And Razik will gingerly hand him the book and go upstairs.
Yeah, Valor immediately like straightens back up. Thank you very much. If you would like to read it, you may. It is filled with wisdom.
Razik is upstairs.
Yeah, as you're just walking away.
Right.
Yeah, I guess everybody else also saw that.
Yep.
I guess, yeah, while we're sitting here, Valor will pull it out and start beginning reading it for a 5th time.
Okay. And with that, we can go to. You guys can take your long rest and then be up in the morning, unless there's anything else. Last chance.
Nope.
Okay. All right. So in the. Oh. Okay. In the morning, you, Faye, have an impression of the direction you need to go in order to do this thing that you would like to do. But it is not knowledge in its raw form, just a expectation for you to follow this feeling.
Great. I do my best to do that.
Okay. Do you grab Oryx as you're headed out?
Do, and I probably also don't do a lot of explaining and am like incoherently babbling something under my breath.
Okay.
Are you talking to me?
No, I don't have notes, no time. I just gotta talk to myself. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Okay.
This is-
Huh? Doug,
Said
you
is
say
it-
something?
Yeah, is it just or
If you want to go, you can follow.
okay?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Valor wants.
Unless they tell you not to.
I will also alert Valor on my way out because he expressed interest in watching.
Yeah. Valor can read the room, and will just silently follow.
Okay. So, Faye, you are kind of surprised that you are woken up, that you have found yourself as you leave the tavern, before dawn. Not that that affects your vision at all, but you can recognize the color difference in the sky. And you are taken, north, through the field. You guys are in the Sea Ward, I think. But you head towards the high road, and woo,
You're good.
and take everyone through the field ward and out the north gate. But before you, instead of following the road, you head northwest, towards the ocean. Just start walking towards the ocean. And there is nothing really around you. The ground is flat. It's very level, kind of muddled, like shrubby grass. And there's a point as you're being pulled. You don't even really feel guided anymore. You are being pulled almost physically by, like, at your chest, towards a empty, just what feels like the middle of a valley, uh, where you feel intensely seen and vulnerable. And as the sun begins to rise, the earth shakes and stone moves underfoot, and around you is pulled tall standing stones that are unmarked and covered in mud and breaching through the grass. And standing around you are 6 stone shapes that look, now that they are here, in the exact shape that you saw impressed upon you. The only thing about them is they are yet unmarked.
I hastily begin marking them.
Okay. You do so, and as everyone either stands in the center or away and watches this happen, everyone else can see that the center of this circle begins to shift and pull as well, and the earth drains of its pigment and turns a soft gray, and the grass around completely dries and blows away in the wind, and there is a fire pit in the center of the circle. And when Faye, you have taken, takes about an hour or so to finish this process. Um, uh, when it is finished, in the center of this circle is nothing is there is no pigment left here. There's nothing to see in color. Stepping into the circle, everything is in grayscale, and even clothes that you are wearing while you are in the center have no pigment.
What are you?
Sorry, are you talking to me?
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't get a lot of explanation, but as best as I can tell, this is a slip. There is space here for me to create the tether. You know how sometimes you layer cake, the layers will overlap or fall through each other when they're not made perfectly? Well, the planes weren't made perfectly. They touch in certain places, they fall through. This is one of those places, and I'm going to exploit it to create a tether.
What?
Don't worry about it. I have everything written down. You guys can just follow the simple instructions and help.
And at that, as this project finishes its completion, the center fire pit erupts in a white and gray flame that is so immediately hot, and then quickly lowers, but you can tell it is hot enough to forge and craft out here now.
Fantastic.
Okay, so you have, as long as Oryx, doesn't run away.
Nope.
Oryx can offer the help action. This is going to require a total of 4 days to complete, and that is if you are running at 4 crafting periods a day. If you do that, you take exhaustion every day that you
Best
do
believe.
that. Yeah? Okay.
What does that get me? Death?
6 days for death, so 4 days you're just feeling like absolute trash.
Yep. Coupled with the very important thing would be if Oryx is offering help that first day, basically, if this is the way you proceed, is if you're cranking it out as quickly as possible, you are going to be taking that first level of exhaustion, which includes disadvantage on checks, which means you need Oryx there to provide a level check. But the first 3 checks you do, you get with advantage.
Nice.
12 days. I was gonna do on this day too, but I also was gonna give her
You're gonna give her what?
enhanceability.
Okay, all right. If that's the case, how long does enhanceability is an hour? Yeah. So each
Yep.
crafting period is a few hours. So if you have the ability to continually cast this if you'd like, we just have to do some math.
Yeah, and also I can break down spells to power second. Just for some
True.
time.
I can also be casting it on myself. I have 5 slots for that.
Okay. So that gets you through 1.25 crafting periods. Oh boy. All right. What we'll do is we're gonna take our 15-minute break. I will do this math for you guys in that time, and then we'll do the actual rolling after that. All right. Sounds like we've got everyone back. June, you're here, right?
Yes.
Saw a lot of stuff happening on the Discord that meant yes, she is here, but I didn't hear anything. Okay. And I know everybody else is here, so we can start on those rolls. So, as I was able to calculate, it is possible with basically draining nearly every resource as far as like magical resource as Faye and Pete goes, to get yourself advantage on each of these checks every single day. And like I said, it's gonna take 4 days. A child banner. That is what you're doing. That's not a good feeling at all.
Those
Yeah,
two
first-
words are not great together.
No.
The person
Welcome to the cult, Pete.
Welcome to the new cult. It's a techno cult. We're gonna start replacing our body parts with steel, so we can be more like Valor.
Oh my god.
I'll start following Valor like our god.
I was gonna say, wait, when did we become the
Adeptus Mechanicus, yeah. Let's go.
Iron Hand Space Marine also applicable?
Oh yeah, that follows. Don't they worship the same techno god? This is not important.
No, it's not. So what you're gonna do, you have a DC 18 to hit for each of these checks.
Oh boy. All right.
And here is the worst. Here's where it gets incredibly complicated. Is for every failure, it adds another crafting period you have to do. And if you recall, natural 20s count as 2 successes, and critical failures remove 1 success. And 3 consecutive critical failures results in the destruction of a necessary magical component, and you have to go and acquire more to continue working. You ready?
Did I use guidance in this situation, or because it lasts so few time? Does that?
I feel like the time involved to continually cast guidance. Actually, I will
I
let
was
you
gonna
do
say,
it.
when she has enhanceability on her, I can cast guidance.
There you go.
Because I also have guidance. Like you cast guidance,
Yeah.
you have enhanceability.
Sure. Yeah, you can add guidance to these rolls.
Fantastic. Great.
Oh wait, hold on. I apologize. It's 18. I got the columns interchanged. It's 18 successful checks you need to do. You have to hit a 20.
Ooh, even better. Smith's
Yeah.
Kit, I assume.
Yes.
What attribute should I be querying right now?
I'm a little lenient. You can use either strength or intelligence. I have a feeling I know which one you're gonna pick.
Yeah, the good one. Obviously, I have to hit a 20. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, you have 5 uses of your Flash of Genius a day. You have really good odds to do this.
I really do. All right, let's add that D4. Oh, I didn't roll.
And your advantage, yeah.
The expertise helps too.
Yeah, for sure. I wasn't worried about this check. See?
Don't even
Already
need
off
that
to a good
one.
start.
Great.
Okay, so that's your
First one down.
first success. Yep. Just gonna be a lot of clicking.
Yeah, because I have it on query attribute. I might just want to change it to intelligence and then start mashing it.
There you go. Okay. Excellent. Yep.
How many do I need to make? 18?
18, yeah. In theory, this would be something it would take, like, you would have been doing this over days and that kind of thing, but because you have downtime, it's all at once. All right, I've got, yep. Okay. Okay. Yep.
I hope you're
Yep.
counting these.
I am.
Those
I
are
am.
so shaky.
Yep. Yep. Uh-huh. Yep. Uh-huh. Okay. One more. There you go.
Look how fucking good I am at riddles.
Trent so far above average. Like,
That's why I wasn't worried about these checks. I knew you were gonna get it.
yeah, like shit. Even with your like plus, you trended above average almost every time.
Gods favor me. They know that my cause is just. I will become like Valor.
Okay, give me 1 second.
He feels less good about helping.
Everybody's cackling like Stitch style, like breathe and smoke.
Okay, so this process is grueling as well as depressing because as long as you are within the circle, there is even in the face of blinding success, it is very difficult to feel positively about how things are going and your performance, and even like the beginning of nagging memories of things that, like, as you're working with your hands and being busy, like, just poor memories are still kind of trying to push their way to like the forefront of your thoughts. And so it is a horrible, horrible task. And you all and the two of you suffer 4 levels of exhaustion. That's a lot.
I after the first day probably of that project, I'll probably have like grinning lion chicken wings waiting for Faye when she comes back the next few days.
Yeah, every night that you retire to the inn, like particularly Oryx and Faye are just dragging your feet, like shoulders
That's
slumped.
just carrying that.
So with 4 levels of exhaustion, we're at disadvantage on ability checks. Our speed is halved, disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws, and our hit point maximum
Don't
is
worry.
halved.
Valor will
Yeah.
carry you like little
Yeah, I
baby.
remember that.
You want to get carried?
Sorry, Cody, what were you saying?
I was saying Valor will carry you like little babies. Do you want to get
Already ferries me around everywhere I need to go.
there? Oryx, do you?
I will walk for some of it and then probably pass out.
Peter's gonna hold his hands up and be like, I don't mind being carried.
I will carry.
Yes.
So other than the physical and emotional draining experience that this doesn't feel in any way different than you do not open a rift into the Shadowfell and stare into the heart of the labyrinth of misery. No, but the fire that tempers this metal and your tools work in ways that you would not expect. The was a fear, Doug. This plate armor, this half plate armor that is small, right, Lily? Yeah,
Class? So yes.
yeah, just making sure. Is sharp. It is clean and it feels smooth. And Faye, there are times where you feel the urge. What you do is you take ash from the fire and draw it across the metal as it is cooled and as it is and as it has been shaped, and you can see with your eyes and which your light, which you can bestow to others if you so choose. You can see, even as just solid black is being smeared across it, you see shapes and almost what you hope is color being stuck and seeped into this metal as it is being painted with this unusual blessing. And when it is removed from the circle, it is a half plate of armor. I'm just gonna read it. A half set of half plate armor that is stained with the shifting hues of sunset, and out of this circle sheds a very faint golden light under sunlight. And then in dim light or darkness, it looks as if it is painted with swirling gray mist and gives off a very watery silver glow. It does not reflect light, and the image shifts just a little. These pigments shift just a little bit, as if it is a running watercolor. Let me just get and boop. Give you guys a second to check that out.
It's neat.
And the second item you want to craft, Lily, will take only 2 days with a crafting DC of 15. But if you continue as you do, if you are to continue to craft, if you continue to forge immediately upon finishing your armor, you will die. So you
Yeah.
do have to rest.
Die for me.
So I think what I'm gonna do is continue to craft in the circumstance that I'm in, just like stretching it out an extra day, because if it's only 2 crafting periods or 2 days, and I can reduce the crafting periods by 1 each day to not gain a level of exhaustion, I can just stretch it out an extra day.
Yes, you can. Absolutely.
I'll do that.
Okay. So let me get what did I say?
There's like nary
be-
a pause of relief after I've done doing this, that I pull out different instructions and stick them to the place and go, all right, back here again tomorrow.
Oh, I should also add,
Don't,
this
don't we
place
only get rid of one level of exhaustion?
per long rest, yeah. Very important thing to note is once you have left the circle and have tread about 40 feet away, you cannot find it again. It is only by Faye guiding you back to the exact same place that you can see it and be there.
Oh no, I can't find it. Whatever will I do?
Right. No, that's more of a in case you were worried about being fucking seen by guards or something. Okay. So you have 10 crafting periods. Wait, no. 8 crafting periods over the next 3 days. Let's just roll those out, DC 15. You can, if you're pacing yourself out, you actually can, well, you'll still need Pete's help if you want advantage every turn. And Auric's, actually, because it's only by that doubling up you cancel out your first level of
I
exhaustion
won't
disadvantage.
force them to come, but I did say back here tomorrow, so I expect them to show up.
Do you guys show up?
Do I know that this is related to the Shadowfell?
Roll. I will give you either insight or religion.
Let's do religion.
Yes.
Ooh.
Pete, your very specific knowledge, particularly of this field, yes, you can.
Then I have some questions before I continue helping. Faye, what are you doing?
I already told you I was creating a tether.
Right. But then I said to what, and you said don't worry.
No. You asked how, and then I said don't worry, because I didn't want to explain to you.
Okay. Can you explain it now, please?
You want me to explain how, or what?
I think both.
Okay. Well, the how is sort of a divine inspiration thing, but as the best that I can piece together, based on my planar research and, just general intuition, is that I created, well, I helped to bring into being a sort of rubbing of planes in a place where the veil was already thin. This is not a new thing. This is not an innovation I have done. It is a sacred tradition of some kind that I was only given visions of. And I did it through a use of sigils and runes, not dissimilar to the type that you would use to teleport to a place, but simultaneously less potent, but more powerful and ancient. And to the other question, the Shadowfell, the plane of shadow, did you not realize that it was like all shadowy in there and things were a little less real?
I had my suspicions. Is there a chance that something can cross over here?
No, not unless it went on the other side of the exact same place and tried to tear the rift wider.
So there is a chance?
If it had the power to do that, it would just do it somewhere else.
So is there a chance?
A chance? Yes, there's a chance of virtually anything, Batamus.
Can you quantify this chance?
I could if I had time and a mathematician.
I don't know if Mother would approve of me helping you dabble in the Shadowfell.
Sorry, why?
Because the Zinvins and the Shadowfell are not the type that get along. Mother has bad history with the Shadowfell.
What history?
She doesn't like them, and also they killed my father.
You are aware that not all of the denizens of a plane are the same person, correct?
I agree, but if it leaves a way for them to come through, then people like that can easily come through.
No. Yes, because if people possess the capacity to do this, they would just do it, somewhere more convenient.
Sure, but
Like,
aren't you potentially making it easier for them to do this?
No, it's already easy for them to do that there, which is why it's easy for me to do that there. It's natural. It's a natural occurrence. It's far older than you or I could conceive, I'm sure.
I don't think its age is important. If I continue to help me, can you promise nothing will make it through?
I cannot. Again, there's a non-zero possibility of basically an infinite number of things occurring. I can't promise that I'll shove it back in.
I don't know if I can help you anymore.
Okay.
I'm sorry. And he turns and heads back.
This is kind of a bad time for you. Okay. Oh, all right. Okay. I don't mean to be a dick, but I did get the the main thing done. I was already. So if you were trying to stop me because you thought it was more, never mind. It's fine.
Oryx, are you still going to be around to help or no?
I mean, if Faye's gonna keep going for it, then Oryx will do her best.
Okay. Oryx helping will grant you will just negate the disadvantage, so you'll just do a couple of straight rolls.
How many layers of exhaustion is this gonna add on?
This won't add any more because Faye's gonna pace it out now, so it's three crafting periods in a day instead of the 4. So it'll take a little bit longer, but you don't take on any more exhaustion.
So wait, I'm sorry. Did we only take on 1 level of exhaustion, or we took on 4 previously?
4.
And so, how are we not taking on more now?
We're
Because
deciding to work at a slower pace.
Okay. Got it.
Okay, let's see
All
some
right, Faye.
checklists.
Let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Spicy.
Yeah.
Spicy.
I don't think actually there's a way for you to fail this at all unless
You
roll
are
a natural
slowly
1.
regressing to the mean.
I am. That's true.
Trending.
I have to get below a 6, I believe. No, I have to get 6 or below, and then I have a D4 on top of that. So
Yeah,
it's a very
and the
low chance that I'll fail.
Yeah, the potential flash of genius. However, the nat 1 still is a factor, so that's the
That
only
one
reason.
is a factor, yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going. That's 4. Okay.
Right, I can flash a genius those 2 on that day.
Oh, this DC's only a 15.
Oh, then I literally can't fail except for a nat 1. Fantastic.
Exactly, that's what I was saying.
Right.
4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, you got it. On that third day in the evening, going slowly, you all finish and then can go rest to recover from your exhaustion.
I'm just gonna take a nap right here, Faye. Thump.
Should I carry her?
Don't touch me.
I will be gentle. I'll just look at it. I will wait here until she is done napping. Good job.
Okay. So this took 8 days. So we're gonna go back a little ways to the morning that you guys left. Razik, you had something you were interested in doing?
Yeah, Razik is going to be up early and sort of pacing the hallway, waiting for Zira to get up.
Zero will probably get up just a little bit later than Faye. And look apprehensive upon seeing you.
Oh, hey, good morning, Zira.
Hey, Razik. What's up?
When you were talking with Decca, you mentioned that you work for the Zantharum?
No, I mean I did.
Yes,
That was
like
years ago.
yes, like Panrin worked for the Zantharum.
No, Penrin's still an employee technically. Well,
So,
I
yeah,
can't say about still, but you know what I mean.
So you used to work for them, and he used to work for them.
No, he still does unless he recently left.
Right, but he used to work for them too.
Sure. Let's say yes.
So
Continue.
so should I expect you to leave like Panrin?
No. No. Panrin had other things to do. I don't. I'm fine here, Razik.
Hmm.
Look, I know that it's hard to trust someone like me when you've had experience with Panrin, but I would just let you know if I was going to leave.
Hmm. Yes, well, I do hope that's true, but it also occurs to me. I think if I had asked Panrin, that's probably what he would have said.
Really? You think that?
Well, he left without saying anything. So I think had I asked him before he left, he would have said, "No, I'm not leaving."
Right. That's fair. Well, he said something to me, which I then told the rest of you, but I wouldn't just leave with a note on the bedside. I would tell you all and give you a reason. I don't have a reason for leaving, nor do I have any prior sort of obligations to get to like he probably did. He had a
Okay.
mission to complete. I don't currently. I work freelance, so my schedule's a little bit more flexible. If something comes up, I will tell you, Razik. I haven't forgotten what you said to me after the hag.
Yeah, I do not like being lied to.
Yes,
So,
and have I since
well,
then?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Well, I will keep that trend.
Excellent. Would you like to get some crunchy chicken wings?
Oh, sure.
Okay, bye. And Razik will go out looking for crunchy chicken wings, which of course are just chicken wings.
Just chicken wings.
Right. I mean, they're crunchy when you eat them bone and all, but
Right, when you swallow them whole.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now I'll box them to go for Faye.
Excellent. Let's you guys can drop a gold for that. Oh, and the running total for nights at the golden something. I have the note of where you're staying. I wrote it down. Anyway. Oh, the Golden Harp is 55 gold. That is where you're at right now.
Great. If he could just give me that when we're about to leave, I'll just pay all that.
Yeah, that's my plan. I'm just letting you know that's about where you guys are at.
That's
now.
fine by me. That's good accommodations, baby. We don't have to be living in the slums anymore. I got that.
Yeah. Also additionally, over breakfast, holy shit, we're eating chicken wings for like 6 a.m. breakfast.
Yeah,
yeah, you're rolling with Razik. What'd you expect?
Right.
You're gonna have enough.
Don't act like you're too proud for those wings.
Right.
Look, we've
my
all
my
eaten
house
more
having them
wings
first thing in the morning, like fresh,
pretty
sounds so
great.
much better than having them as leftovers from the night before.
Yeah,
Right.
you're
So
thinking
like,
this is like somewhat cold microwave chicken wings the night before.
Don't you fucking hate on the night before chicken wings?
I'm not
am
hating on it.
okay
Not hating on
with
it.
all
It's
of
just a not hating on it. It's just a there is still one that is better out of the two. That's it.
I
It
will
is
go
food
that.
when you eat cold chicken wings in the morning of the next morning, and it is not a bad one, but it is not a good
Oh,
one.
it's fantastic. Hey, wait, no, no, that's where I disagree. That's where I disagree.
I revel in that feeling. This is
Me
something I
too.
decided about Faye that I brought directly from myself. I will eat chicken every meal if given the option because they're just so good. They're compact. You can put whatever sauce you want on there. They're a convenient food. I love them when they're a little cold in the middle of the morning. It makes the breakfast snack.
Oh.
I'm so with you. I feel like this is why we get along. Just solely on this. I will.
Foundation
Sorry.
for your friendship.
Yes, it's chicken
This
wings.
like a love of coffee, possibly at the same time.
Possibly at the
Oh,
same time.
Jesus.
Hey, no! Don't
Well, you hate
you hate on that?
It's just a lot to think about, that's all. June,
Coffee is
June, was there anything
I-
that you were planning on doing? You have
Yes,
several
I was
days to
going
do
to-
things.
I was going to ask Razik over breakfast if he wants to come do reconnaissance on the place.
Okay.
I mean-
I'm good at reconnaissance.
You don't have to if you don't want to.
No, I can help. I'm very good.
I think something that you might bring to the table is being able to ask what the beasts themselves are going through, because that's way outside my scope. And you know, you can talk to animals and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, this is tricky. So I might be doing a little bit of white lying, like saying I'm an interested customer just so he shows us around easily. I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure he won't be too keen on us being like, hey, we're gonna burn down your house. Show us around. So there's that.
Oh,
Is
that's
that
fine.
okay?
I don't mind if you lie to other people. Just don't lie to me.
Perfect. All right, then we'll do that later in the day after chicken wing breakfast.
And everyone's
Beautiful stuff.
indisposed for days and days and days, so you guys have the opportunity to do this and take your time. All right. So the Fyland household is on Copper Street, which is just to the west of the High Road in the Sea Ward. There is a block that is of rather large estate buildings, and poking around and asking can direct you to the correct location. And it is a building. It is a house. It is a house that is walled, presumably with like gardens and other and and you know, private grounds and on all that. Like everything is well protected. You'd notice that there are people sitting on the walls. It doesn't look like it's necessarily like, it's not like in any way supposed to appear like what I would say is like defended. It's more of a this is the way that by which people can get the gates open. You know, is by
Right.
having watched at the wall. And are you interested in like entering?
Yeah. I'm going to I'm going to attempt to you know, strike up a conversation, kind of ask around as a potential buyer of exotic beasts, mounts, things like that.
Okay.
To see what they have.
I'm gonna put you guys on a map. Clear down here, and it's daylight, but we're gonna keep the lighting just for the sake of my own sanity. Do you have your? Where is she? There she is. Oh my God, she's tiny. Look at her.
What is that?
That's the Everlit lantern.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, So yeah, there are folks there who, give you a polite nod as you appear to be walking past. But when you stop, they just ask, "Hello, is there something we can help you with?"
Uh, yes. I'm here to peruse Alton's stock.
Often we do not see customers without appointment.
Oh, sure. Is there a place to schedule, or do I just leave my name with you and you give me a day where they're free?
You can leave your name here. We will contact you shortly.
Great.
All right. And that's kind of like this is going to take some time, but you guys have time. Basically what happens next is a very small processing, where you leave where you're staying and everything, which isn't a problem. Or where do you want to meet somewhere else?
Mm, oh, where to meet? Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yep. Like you
yeah.
would. What I'm saying is you leave a way to contact for them to contact you. But how would you like that? How would you like that to go?
What was the name of the inn we stayed at the first time we were here?
The Happy Flounder?
Flounder.
Friendly Flounder. Yeah.
The pain in your voice.
It's just like a shitty inn, and they didn't have to stay in a shitty inn. They just did.
I did too because it
Alright.
was conveniently close to where I was staying.
It was something like that, yeah.
And we also had 0 gold when we arrived.
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, Friendly Flounder's a fine place to. Yeah. I would ask them how long it would take.
Within a day, they will respond and set time to speak with you, before you can be allowed onto the grounds.
Great.
Yeah. So
Then that, and I should probably give like a false name, at least last name.
Zinban.
Yeah, it might just be Zinvin.
okay. Hold on.
Oh shit, yeah. See, this is what I was afraid of by picking a random name, but I asked Pete, hey, have you ever been in the city? Has your mom ever been in the city? Cool? No? Awesome. Fuck yeah.
I was telling her that only like really old people would know the Zinban names because she's been in seclusion for so long.
You're lucky. You're lucky that was a kind of bad roll because the advantage roll was very good. Okay. Yes, this doesn't arouse any suspicion. And later, there's time for a private meeting, with with a gnomish fellow with big glasses, who conducts a small interview and asks you very polite questions and just asks about your family name and your business and what sort of creature you might be in the market for and for what reason.
Cool. I'll tell him that I'm personally not from around here. I'm from up in where's my family from? Fucking what's that
Baldur's
city?
Gate?
No, no, no,
Baldur's
no,
Gate?
no, not Baldur's Gate.
No,
That's too
it's
close.
not. It's
It's
Neverwinter?
no,
Candlekeep.
it's the Elven one. It's up in the Nether Mountains, past there. Oh my god.
It's okay.
It's okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll tell him where my family's rooted from. And yeah. Say that we heard good things. We're not exactly sure of what the stock is, but definitely like larger mounts, flying ones if they have them. I'd ask if they have griffins, such like, or anything more exotic.
And how came you by this particular branch of business?
Oh, I had a family friend at a gathering. They mentioned the name in passing.
Okay. Here's where your checks start coming in. Let's get a deception roll. And
Yeah, yeah,
again,
yeah.
like as you guys have seen, sometimes deception isn't you guys just outright lying. So
Yeah.
keep that in
yeah.
mind in your phrasing and all. If you're trying to hide something, it's still deception. There you go. Okay.
Jesus.
And he says, all right, and we certainly have ways of acquiring creatures in that nature. For what purpose might this? Are you looking to make such a purchase?
Oh, well, I have, we get around, adventurers, you could call us. So being places quickly is important. Don't worry about funds because a lot of us are well off, if that's a um, sort of concern. I can understand, but we have the funds to make the purchase up front, all that stuff.
Excellent. Often those who are inquiring, we assume to be able to make such purchases. Now, this seems a reasonable cause for business. But let's just also sorry. If you were to peruse our stock, you understand that there is a necessary element of discretion. Is there any sort of uh would you have any what is the word? Would you be troubled to could we trouble you to sign some sort of agreement that this would remain private
Like a
information?
non-disclosure agreement? Yes,
Yes.
of course.
And you are willing to do this?
I'll look it over. I'll look it over really quick. See the terms of this agreement.
Okay. They are surprisingly vague. It is you see that the phrasing of it is you will not speak of this location and the and what you've seen. Um, you are permitted to speak only of your specific purchase and any invitation to like you actually find as you're reading there's not really a way to recommend them to someone else. um but with some clever wording you could imagine that like uh you could say like
Yeah.
I know about a location that could get you what you want kind of thing. So like your statement earlier about specifically like I heard from so and so still manages to hold water. But there isn't you notice there's not like a fine, there's not like a any sort of punishment listed specifically that or like summons to court or anything that would come into play if you were to break this contract.
Ah, shit. This is when Faye would be so useful because there is like a non-zero chance that this is a magical contract. It's gotta be. So I'm curious. Looking over these terms, it doesn't seem to be any sort of like what's the sort of punishment for this thing?
It's more of a opportunity to show from show faith and trust between noble houses. This is more of a we have a way of now indicating those who would potentially become allies or even or even come to aid if we need to. This is those who do not break contract are to be trusted, folks.
Interesting.
Excuse me one moment. I need to go relieve myself. And Razik will just go someplace private, wherever, and cast Detect Magic.
Uh-huh.
And come back and sit down.
You see at once enchantment magic off of the paper.
Mm-hmm. Razik will reach for a drink and knock it over onto the
Okay.
contract.
All right. It doesn't take water. It's a magic artifact.
Mhm.
Actually, the gnome doesn't even seem bothered by this. He just picks up the piece of paper and shakes the liquid off, and it just rolls off, and he sets it back down.
Zero looks at the paper and spins it back and passes it to the gnome and says, "Well, I think before signing off anything, I need to check with my compatriots.
Of course,
If
but
that's okay."
of course, understandable. But understand there will be no perusing the
Stock
estate.
before then? Yes, yes,
Mhm.
yes. Sure. I'll contact you if we are interested again and make that appointment when necessary. Pleasure. She gets up and shakes his hand.
Mm-hmm. He goes to shake Razik's hand as well.
Razik shakes his hand.
All right, that's nice.
After he
Oh,
leaves,
man.
Razik turns to Zira and says, I can see why Deca wants to set him on fire.
Yeah, no, that was super slimy. Thanks for the spot, by the way. It's fantastic.
Yes, I'm good at reconnaissance.
Whew, damn straight. Well, that does mean that we'll have to be a little bit more intrusive. I thought it was going to be a little bit easier to just walk in the front door, but it turns out it isn't. I'll have a moment to stew on this. Let you know if we can go in on this together again or not.
Okay. Razik will walk out the front door and turn into an alley and wild shape into an owl and fly back to the location.
Zira probably
I love that you go to hide to do it.
Zira, like out of the corner of her eye, like sees Razik go into the alley and then sees an owl pop out of there and fly over the buildings, and then later down the road does the same thing. Probably turns invisible first and then turns into a raven and flies back. Oh boy. Oh boy. That night I'll probably attempt to summon Scrunky in my room.
Thanks for the warning. Okay. So, a couple of noticeable things as you fly over. How do I want to do this?
Oh my.
Mm.
Oh.
Just an
Hmm.
FYI, Razik's not, at least initially, isn't planning on flying over the place. He's just going to sort of fly around it in circles,
Oh.
get a sense for
Oh,
the...
I'm sorry. I meant the inn, by the way. I did not mean the manor. I meant the harp. I'm just going
Oh.
home. Yeah.
Ooh, okay,
Oh.
okay,
Oh.
okay,
Whoa.
okay.
Oh no,
I
Razik's
see.
going.
I see. I see.
Okay.
Adam and I meant two very different things.
Yes, you did. Yes, you
Woo.
did. Okay, all right.
I mean, I am invisible, but still. Oh
right.
boy.
Whew, that changes a lot. Okay. Razik, so you are going to the estate, yes?
I'm going to the estate.
Okay. So the outer wall has some banners and things on the outside, not unexpected.
Mhm.
There are 4 towers at each in the corner of each wall, and as well as there's another one I'll show you. Oh, let me see. I might need to hold on. There we go. Okay. you can see that there is, oop, not close enough. And
Gotcha.
yep. All right. So there's at the corners, and then one there. There's also down here where you were. I should have started here. There is what's the word? Brain totally lost the word. Stables.
Mhm.
And open entry, but you can hear people, animals inside. And there is this tiny water inlet right over here, as well as its outlet on the over here, and then just a little ways off. Oh, meant to get you both. There is a back door. That's the perimeter.
Okay. When I'm up in the sky, do I see? I know I see the stables. All right. Do I see any other structures inside this wall?
Yes. Notably, you see the manor itself, which takes up a good 2/3 of these grounds. There is a guardhouse. There is a tiny archery range. There is some gardens that are growing some various types of vegetables. Some you recognize, some you don't. And there is a large tree that has a building built, like the lower half of its trunk has been more or less carved out, and a building has been put into it, like set into it in a way. But that is it.
The manor house, 1 story, 2 stories.
Um,
Obviously, I can only see what's above ground.
yeah. From what you see, 1 story.
Okay.
It's just easier that way.
Yeah, I hear you. I'll fly in circles for a little bit, just trying to get a count of how many people I see walking around.
Okay. You see a guard at every turret. There are the 2 that you met at the front gate. There are 2 at the front door. There are plenty of servants. Maybe I think you could get a count of maybe 10.
Okay.
Milling around in the courtyard and in the garden. That would be it. Occasionally, like a noble person going out to fuck around in the archery range or whatever.
Okay, I'll fly back to our end.
Okay.
And I will share all that info with Zero.
Great, cool.
Yeah, it seems like it's definitely a more complicated endeavor than we first thought. When I first spoke
Yeah.
with Decca, I thought we were just burning a building down.
Yeah, that's the impression I got too. I mean, that's still the easy part. Getting the creatures out will be difficult, though.
Yes. Well, maybe Decca has more information, and maybe when everyone gets back from whatever faith endeavor is, we can talk about coming up with some sort of plan.
Yeah. Whew. Sounds good. Thank you, by the way. Didn't even think of that. Not
You're
today,
welcome.
at least.
I'm gonna get more crunchy chicken wings.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. I'm just gonna hang out here at the inn.
Okay. And Razzie goes out to get more crunchy chicken wings.
Is there anything else for the next few days for the two of you?
Scrunky.
Okay.
Sorry. I
No,
mean, you don't
it's
have to
fine.
do the voice if you
No.
don't want to.
No, I do. It's just.
It has professional standards.
This is what you get when you pay $5 a week. Is this?
Ow, that hurt so bad.
God,
Yes, it does.
just vending.
Okay. All right. When do you do this, Juniper?
What you call it? I do it at night, probably. In the evening before Faye gets back, but like when everyone's out of the house, or in, I should say. So, early evening, probably
Sure.
after Razzik leaves. I close my eyes and try and call Scrunky forth.
That's. Oh my god, that is a wild statement.
Silvery Moon. Silvery Moon's the place that my family's from. Jesus fuck, dude. It only took me
that was
past the. God damn.
Only
Yeah,
that was
one
way
of the
easier to
biggest
remember.
elven cities.
yeah, right. That's why I said the Elven place. I wasn't kidding.
See, I thought you had been talking about your immediate family, which
No,
Yeah.
not the current folks, but just like
Yeah.
where it started.
right. Okay. So you kind of gather yourself, like dampen your ears a little, and then and in a little puff, Scrunky. Not his name. Damn it.
Right.
The
He's just
imp.
Gregory. He's just a pissed kid.
The imp appears, and he has his hands held open as if he was holding something, and his legs crossed, and he's kind of in a sitting position as if he had been in a chair, and he just drops to the ground with a thud. And, oh, right. And then he flaps his wings and begins to hover, and says, "You found a need for me again?"
No, I was just wondering where the hell you were.
Home, duh.
Zero looks at it with very squinted eyes and says, I thought you were doing like the contract work for Faye, or like turning in some sort of like application.
Yeah.
I don't know how the. And then didn't come back?
Why should I come back if it was just like it took 2 hours, and then I figured, since you're so eager to just throw me wherever you want, put me wherever you'd like, and send me off whenever, I figured I'd just take a minute to chill. I have a house. I was resting.
She sniffs and says, we fought. I almost died to an ancient green dragon, and you're at home? You could be at home now. We're not doing anything. I thought you just left. Actually, I thought you were Faye's, but Faye said she didn't get one, so, there's that. Secondarily, yeah.
His face splits open in this crazy grin, and his pupils dilate and get a little water. He says, "You missed me."
I mean, a little bit. But mostly
right.
because I didn't. Ugh, okay, go ahead.
Well, I just should tell you, since you've been putting in a lot of effort. I've got to get it squeakier so it's not Sprite Pepsi. Hold on.
Can it just be Sprite Pepsi?
It's been long enough. It's
That's
almost that right now.
That's the only time that statement's ever been said.
Uh-huh.
Can't it just be Sprite Pepsi?
Alright, so, you should know, the Mistress of Shadow is incredibly pleased with the offering you've given her. She finds it very, very interesting, and is very happy with the work you've been doing.
That's like the first good news I've heard in a long while. Holy shit.
Yes.
This is great.
Yeah. From my records, this counts as the third time you have ever been told to your face that anyone has ever been proud of you.
Zira's face stiffens. Yeah, I appreciate it coming from you, but don't remind me.
Oh, I should, because it is very important that you understand, as a collector and in your position, it is very, very important that you do the job that you do, and so, Misery. But you are also a very good channel yourself.
I know. Well, hey, the better I do, the better it is when it gets all ripped away from me, huh? She smiles.
Correct! Hence the reason I told you she's proud of you.
Great. Oh, by the way, since I know you have a home and stuff, if I send you off with offerings, you can just, like, stay there until I call you, if that's preferable to being in the pocket dimension. I don't know what you want.
It certainly is. The dimension is, in a manner of speaking, my own punishment in the same way that you doing what you are doing in the manner that you are doing it is yours.
Right. Well, that
We're
makes
in
it
this
even
together, sister!
Yes, yes, we are. Well, that also means that it's even sweeter when you come crashing back to me when I call. Right?
Right!
Great. Oh, she digs in her pack for, what you call it? The, like, letter and, like, the little trinket that went with it that, what's his name? The priest that died had on his mantle and gives it to Scrunky. Says, this is less good, obviously, than the dragon, but, yeah, weird trinket offering. Figured I'd pick it up. Sentimental value. Dude's dead. Kid probably doesn't have a home. Orphans. So,
Puts it in his little claws and he sniffs it, and then goes to tuck it like what looks like in his back pocket, and it just vanishes.
great. Well, I'll let you do that. Go home, enjoy a little bit. I'll call you back probably tomorrow. Tomorrow the next day. I'll keep it up in the air so you don't know. She smiles.
Is an insufferable illusion to me, and I have no way to judge the passage of days in any matter, either in the Shadowfell or in the dimension. Whatever you
I
call
thought that
me
was-
is an interruption regardless.
Oh, I thought that was only when you were in the little pocket.
Well, there's not really a way to tell time in the Shadowfell. There's not really a moving sun.
Yeah, that tracks. I wouldn't expect there to be a sun. Well, it is
Nope.
kind of like a mirror plane, shouldn't it? Okay, then what's the moon? Is it just always dark?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the name. Duh. Forgive me. Long day.
Although, the way you phrase it does raise an interesting point. How could it be called the Shadowfell if it cannot cast a shadow as there is no light source?
Right. Is it itself the shadow? That's a bad question. Probably bad naming on whoever named it.
That's a solid estimation.
Dark place. There.
Not calling it that.
Aw.
Well, I mean, anything I do out of turn just leaves me to be incinerated.
Oh, really?
How many times
Well-
have you gotten incinerated?
Well, I mean, it's not entirely different than what it's like to be living in either the Hells or the Abyss. So it only took the first couple of tries to figure it out, and then you just kind of get used to it. Fire doesn't hurt, see?
Yeah. Right. Huh. Have you ever been incinerated under my employ?
No, I have been a model employee.
Oh, hey, speaking of employees, who's that dashing young imp in the suit? Gave...
Do you want me to give you his number?
No.
His name is Crack. I'll spell it out for
Crack!
you.
Ha!
There you go.
No, I just liked his suit.
Oh,
You
he's
should
an
get-
asshole.
Yeah, anyone who wears a suit like that is. You should get yourself a suit like that.
Why, does me being naked bother you?
No. It's because you're
Well,
an
that's
asshole.
a relief.
She giggles.
Okay, he does laugh.
Alright, well,
Bye.
anything else you need from me? Any important goings on?
I came here to do the thing that I was supposed to do, which is to raise your hopes up and your esteem a little bit so that when things go badly, it hurts a lot more. Secondarily, you know, if you'd like, I could actually give you my name, as you have just asked for the name of my upper management, without
he's
ever again.
Upper management? Oh,
Of course
what's
he is. Did you see his suit?
Can you not afford a suit like that? We're getting off track.
It's not a question of affording it.
Oh, it's just like a status symbol?
Look, Crack's an asshole, okay? We don't need to get into this. Him wearing a suit and him being upper management do coincide, but they're not inherently related.
Right. Anyways, your name. Crit?
Crit.
Oh. Yeah, Faye's been calling you Scrunky, so...
I know.
that-
I heard.
I was
Actually-
actually just...
Her work has been getting over as well. They've been talking a lot about what she's up to, and yes, believe me, I have heard enough about Scrunky.
Oh, do they call you Scrunky around the office?
I go in the office.
It has been mentioned.
Oh my god. Oh my god. No, I have to refer to him as Crit, so when I call him Scrunky it hurts more. Well, anyways, around yeah.
There's a lot back there, but this is the most wild part.
I'm imagining all the other imps in like suits and dress clothes, and here comes Scrunky butt ass naked into the office.
Scrunky! His name is Crit! Oh! Yeah. Taking Casual Fridays to another fucking level.
Like you post like replacing his name tag with one that says Scrunky.
Casual
Yeah.
Fridays, he doesn't even wear the sock.
But no, Casual Friday, and he's taking full advantage of the fact they can't tell time. Every day's Casual Friday.
Holy shit! I'm
An office building in Shadowfell is so good. Just
It's so.
I'm
it's
sort of
so
imagining
perfect.
Office Space, but like filled with imp.
and it's infinite
Ugh.
forever and ever. Just very gray and disappointing.
Oh, an office
Cubicles on
space,
it.
Yeah,
sort
we
of
finally
gray.
figured out time, and we know tomorrow's Saturday, but we're gonna need you to come into the office for us. Thanks.
Just crushing bureaucracy for an infinity.
Yeah.
Where Ted and I
Yeah.
work.
That sounds like a lot worse emotional torture than just like shambling horrors and whatever.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my.
put thought into this one.
Oh. Well,
Oh, I'm dying.
great. I'm glad it's stuck. That's kind of a nice name. Don't you like it?
You know what it means in Infernal?
Oh, I would love to know what it means in Infernal.
No, see, I was just pulling your leg.
Totally thought she accidentally named you like Asswagon in Infernal.
No, that's
That
what
would be so good.
every imp name this translates to exactly that. Actually,
What does yours translate to?
no, exactly that. Every imp name.
Wow, they have a lot of words for Asswagon then.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
Technically, it's-
Infernal.
Or
Well,
very
it
few
is.
names.
I can't keep a straight face. Anyway, I'm gonna leave. Bye, Zenith. And he vanishes.
Ludicrit. Holy shit. Ooh, Zira is Zira is actually has been laughing really hard.
He also just like walked out the door too and closed it behind him.
Yeah, that's fine. What? Oh, he's gonna be caught and then killed, and then I'll just resummon him. And failing that, he can turn invisible and is an imp. Oh boy. Oh, that's so good. Oh.
So dumb. You guys pay for this game. Anyway.
Worth every penny.
Okay. Alright. Okay. Anything else between Razik? Is there anything you'd like to do in the couple of days still before everyone else is finished crafting?
Razik's just going to spend the rest of the days sort of widening his circle at night, finding music and attempting to play his drums uninvited with any musicians that he finds.
Okay. This only works in street performances.
Well, if you think Razik's going to limit his attempts to
Yeah,
street
right.
performances, you're sadly mistaken.
No, see, that's the thing is you will be escorted from premises in any
Oh, okay.
other.
I gotcha. I gotcha. That's fine.
Yep. You want to
Yeah,
roll
and-
some? You want to roll some checks? You want to see how well you do?
Sure. I'll just fire a couple up here.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Holy shit.
There we
there
go.
it is.
Yeah. Overconfidence.
There we go.
Overconfidence.
That's about right.
You know
But
what?
he's dancing the whole time, and he's a great dancer.
Yes, he
Good job.
has a perfect dance. He has a dance that he will never forget, and he can always perform.
Absolutely.
However, I will say I think that first role is getting into like a nice like dance club, and things going well, and then that descent into
Yes.
into awful
Into exactly what we thought.
yeah a perfect finishing it off with a nat one. Yep.
Good.
Okay.
That's about it.
All right. Pete, you bailed on the crafting project after the armor was finished, yeah?
Yes, I did.
All right. Are you doing anything for the next couple days?
Yes, I am. During his studies at the library, Pete has found a new lease on life, and he is going to research evil cults that he can take down.
Oh,
Oh,
oh my
no.
god.
Well, that took a turn.
Yeah. Oh
Oh
god.
no.
Might have
Okay.
to dip Vengeance Paladin here soon.
You and I are gonna have to sort that out later.
Cool.
But let's get a history check.
Sure. He's not looking to do it on his own either, by the way.
Of course. You just need to. This makes this
Perfect.
easy for me. All right. Let me just make a note of that. We will work that out later.
Find a cult for good, destroy them from the inside.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, I can help.
You get turned right back around to Brookville.
Oops.
Okay, with my wisdom save, I'm gonna throw that book aside. Might have touched.
No,
This library is wrong.
No. Actually, there is not record of your village here, and if it is, it's just it has no reference to what you remember it being as. This would everything that here is pre-invasion.
Yeah.
Pre Shadar Kai event.
I would like to come back each day to try again.
Okay. Okay. I'll give you 2 more rolls of this.
Hey. Oh, unless like Razik or Zero pulls me aside to do something, but. Ooh.
Okay. All right. Well, I haven't put a lot of thought into a lot of evil cults, really.
Not looking for an
In the
answer here
area.
necessarily, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right then. Faye and Oryx, are you doing anything besides passing out when you finish?
Not that I can think of, no.
I need to talk to Zira just briefly.
Yeah, sure. I'll be hanging out.
All right. I show up with a small parcel and just kind of set it somewhere.
I probably have a box of takeout chicken wings.
I made you something.
Oh. Oh? What is it?
I gesture to the box.
Zira puts looks like she's going to hand Faye the takeout box and then just puts it on the desk and then takes up the parcel and opens it.
Inside is a ring that has 2 bands that are joined by a tiny bar, so it's like a long ring, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And they're made of black steel. And the bottom band has a very delicately, very, very tiny carved raven that is flying from a cage, and the top has a key broken off into a lock, and the band that connects the two has a couple of inscriptions, one in Elvish and one in Dwarvish. Do you speak Dwarvish?
I do, actually.
Okay. Then I will. I'm just gonna whisper it to you. That's fun, right?
Nice. That's... Holy shit. I... Thank you. This is gorgeous.
Can you read it?
Yeah, I can.
You're welcome.
Thanks. Is there anything I can do for you?
Are you not aware of how gifts work?
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's a lot. I just figured I don't know. I just don't have many talents that you could make use of, or
I think you might not be aware of how gifts work. You don't have to give me anything. I made it for you because I wanted to. You can have it. No strings.
she blinks and then nods her head and puts it on. Oh, oh man, that is wild. That's really good.
Really, it's very good with your build.
Oh, that's very good. Oh, that's a lot. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm super into that.
Oh, one thing, unrelated to the gift, obviously. You wouldn't happen to know how to contact our patron, would you?
Um,
I've been doing my best, but the most I get is vague insight.
she runs her hands through her recently chopped hair and says, I mean, uh, uh,
Door to your
no?
room swings open, and then closes, and the little imp, you can hear his little feet, invisibly padding across the floor.
Uh, so, um, I don't, but Crit seems to have some idea.
Sorry,
Apparently we're doing well.
who are you talking about?
She gets really close to to Faye and whispers, "Scrunky."
Oh, Skrunky has a name.
Yeah, it's not that. He's been getting shit around the workplace.
Our business, isn't that a good thing?
Huh? Oh,
I don't
yeah,
understand
it's
how that works.
yeah, no, it's a great thing and also fucking hilarious. Isn't that right? She turns around and is he carrying anything?
Zero, you have a perception of 20, right?
Yes.
Okay, give me a second.
Oh god. I don't want to. I
Okay.
almost
You
don't
feel
want to know.
you feel a brush of breeze behind your neck right before you feel a little hand in your hair and a pull as your head gets yanked back a little bit, and he turns visible.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Yeah, so you heard our queen, etc. Why did you want to contact her, Faye? Just more
Uh,
direct communication, or?
I'm looking to buy real estate. Is there someone I could talk to about that?
Sure. Send someone your way.
Great, fantastic. I don't know what kind of price I'll have to pay for it, but I mean, if the
Oh,
intact.
you don't pay in gold.
No, sorry. Skrunk, what was your real name? Crit, I heard, I feel like.
Great.
Alright,
Oh, they are.
no, I'm not gonna do that.
That's rude. That's very offensive, actually.
That's less offensive than calling you by the wrong name, which is what I was doing before, so I'm kind of toning it down a little bit at a time.
Fair point, fair point.
Alright, well, anyway, yeah, that's kind of what I meant, which is why I didn't say gold. I'm pretty smart.
I mean,
I don't understand how it works.
Well, the thing is, it just comes at a tremendous sacrifice of something that matters to you, be that the lives of people you care about, your own life force, material possession, if that is something you care that deeply about, something such as your and he pauses and his eyes drift like he's kind of like counting off on his fingers and looking away, but then he just makes eye contact with you. Your intelligence or other things you find of value?
Not a catch-22. If I'm willing to part with something to get something else, then is it really not that important to me? That seems like a dumb system.
Well, see, that's the thing. It's more of a bet of whether you're actually willing to commit.
Uh, alright. I mean, I guess I could just ask around elsewhere.
It's a big city. There's just places you can live here.
I need extra planar sort of real estate. A place I can, lay down wards and have be a safe place to go to. I mean, granted, I don't have to ask at the Shadowfell. I just figured I'd get some kind of employee discount or something.
How it works. Not really how it works.
All right. Well, I understand. Business is business. I get you. It's just, yeah, I'm afraid I'll have to take mine elsewhere.
Suit yourself.
You think Pete can talk to gods? Let's go ask him.
Oh, hey, Skrunky, what the fuck were you doing out there, anyways?
Smoking? And he reaches behind his back and pulls out a half burnt through cigarette.
Zira takes it from him and smokes it down.
Okay.
You guys, your relationship.
I didn't think we were that close yet, but apparently we are.
Yeah, that would be aggressive. Is this like a dominance? Sorry,
I think that was supposed to be a power play, yeah.
I was gonna go ask Pete some questions, but now I'm very curious about what the fuck was going on here.
Oh, do you want to take Skrunky with you? I mean, create...
Are you calling him the wrong name on purpose also as a power move? I'm confused.
No, that one was an honest mistake. You really have burned that fucking name into my head.
It's not my fault, it's a good name. If his parents would have been better, they might have named him something cooler.
Jesus, Faye.
I don't have parents. That's not how this whole thing works.
I'm aware. That's why I felt comfortable making that jab. It was just kind of a harmless joke.
It was actually pretty insensitive, realistically.
I don't see how, but I also, I mean, if you could tell me why. Are you sensitive over parents? Is that?
I have to go. He just drops to the floor and walks back out the door.
All right. Well, sorry.
Yeah, he's really weird.
Well, I mean, you might be a little touchy if you didn't have any parents.
My mom's dead.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, like, any sort of parents. Yeah, no. I don't know. It's not like they were there, but I see it.
I mean, like, I don't know. Does he seem full grown to you?
Does he seem full grown to me? Do I have a child in my employ?
Roll a nature check with disadvantage. And you
Will
only get to make
do.
this check because you've seen one other before.
Does that work?
That's
Does that work for disadvantage?
It's a beautiful roll. You are firmly under the impression that no grown adult would be walking around naked like that.
No, he does not seem.
Yeah. I mean, regardless of his actual age, he seems to be pretty immature. I don't really know how imps act, but yeah. He seems like he might be a little emotional and touchy.
Yeah, probably more like crack is what full-grown imps act like.
Sorry, who?
Crack, the one with the suit and the briefcase, gave us
Oh, the
the
one wearing clothes.
bands. Yeah, the one wearing clothes.
That's adorable.
Yeah,
All right, I'm
apparently he's a dickweed. Yeah, Pete.
gonna go comb over Pete.
Yeah, I'll follow you.
I
Okay.
busted into Pete's room unannounced.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Zero stands behind Faye with arms crossed.
Pete, who was innocently reading a book,
I use
puts it
bonus
down.
action. I use a bonus action to activate my armor, so I look scary as fuck.
Oh my god.
Pete is
Oh.
confused and grabs his shield.
All right, I chuckle a little bit to myself and then deactivate my armor. All right, that's what you helped make, by the way. I don't know how you feel about that. So I have some questions.
Mm-hmm.
Can you get in contact with like a divine realm?
I can. Why?
Which one?
Sorry, say that again.
Which one?
I don't know.
You don't know.
The last time I tried it, I don't know who I talked to.
Wait, I'm sorry. Do we have another Sprite Pepsi on our hands?
Could you ask?
Sorry, what'd you say?
Could you ask?
I guess, but I only get one question.
You only get one question ever?
At a time.
So can you ask?
Ask who what?
Ask them you're talking to.
I mean, I could, but that would be a waste of a question, wouldn't it?
No.
Okay. I can't
mean-
today.
Okay. Could you do it for me tomorrow? I'm interested in purchasing some extra real estate, and I don't want to speak ill of the Raven Queen, but her prices are a little steep for me.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Mostly, I'm just looking for a relatively safe place to go if we ever need to dip out of the plane for a little while.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I mean, I was going to build a fortress in the Shadowfell, but, obviously there's a lot of inherent metabolic hazards to that idea, and I was basically only going to do it because I thought I might be able to get some for free, but that is not the case. They want me to part with something that is inherently important to me, which I pointed out was kind of a fallacy, because if I'm willing to part with it, is it really important to me? Anyway, I need somewhere to build like a hut or something so we can just chill out and not get bothered for a little while if we ever need to lay low.
Also, I don't think my mother would allow me to go to the Shadowfell.
I mean, it's probably a good idea that you don't anyway. I've been reading up on the place. It sounds pretty bad to hang out in.
It's not great.
It's okay in the summer. I've read.
I've read that it's not.
I mean, I guess we could eventually go there and then just try to see how many monsters we could kill so that we could rocket ourselves up the ladder. Is that how that works?
I mean,
I think-
probably.
Do you think
I think
lose status or gain status?
Depends. I'm pretty sure there's a demon problem.
Probably, you say. Well, we could probably fix that. You hate demons, right, Pete?
absolutely.
Well, looks like we're going demon hunting at some point. All right, well, I'm interested in real estate.
So sorry to interrupt, but Pete, you don't know who your god is?
Oh no, I know Lathander.
And so you don't speak to Lathander?
I haven't, because Mother said that I should just trust that he will provide everything, and he has so far. So she said there's no reason to contact him.
Blind trust seems to be about 90% of the basis of your faith.
It's not blind trust.
Okay, sorry. So, you trust that this thing you're talking to is Lathander?
No,
So it isn't.
I don't know.
Are you expecting it to be Lathander?
I might be able to ask for Lathander.
Oh gosh. Oh no. This is all bad.
Lathander's is like, I feel like a cleric of Lathander should probably know that.
Well, I tried it too soon, so I didn't know specifically how to do it at the time. But since being in the Temple of Lathander and other places, I've gotten more information, and so I think I can do it right this time.
Do what?
Contact him.
No, that's not what I was asking. Do you know what it's like up there? I want to know if it's even worth asking.
Full of light. Don't know if you'd like that.
That sounds
But
right.
there's fire and forges.
There are fire and forges in the Shadowfell.
True.
Well, any monsters up there?
Oh yes.
Wait, where the fuck is this plane?
I mean, I guess it just depends on how you define monsters.
As in things that would kill outsiders.
Isn't that everywhere?
No. Well,
You sure?
Well-
yeah, technically, yeah.
Most places, yes.
I would argue all places.
Not unhealthy to think about planes as their own sort of living organism, and each organism does have its own sort of cells that will protect itself against things that are foreign to it. So, immigrating anywhere is going to be a difficulty. It's just a question of how much difficulty and if it's worth my time.
Right. What I meant was there was powerful beings. Some might define them as monsters, others might not.
All right, that's something I'll have to look into.
Is that it?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, did you not want to catch up or something?
If you wanted to talk about something, but I was reading my book.
I mean, it's been days since we talked. What have you been up to?
Researching. Cults.
Oh, why?
Because you told me to keep an open mind.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad to see that you took my advice.
He's just gonna stare blankly.
Zero stares nervously at Pete, then stares nervously back at Faye.
What are you looking at me like?
Nothing. I feel like we had a conversation that first day at the library. Oh. Zira, since realizing Pete doesn't know who he's talking to, has just been rubbing the bridge of her nose. Okay.
Rex might know of somewhere good. I know Razik doesn't. He's anti-god, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Though I guess not all the extra realms have gods in them.
Oh. I mean, no, nah.
Busted where Oryx is sleeping.
Zero is standing behind you with their arms crossed.
He goes back to reading.
Don't pull my prank this time because I'm afraid I'll get axed.
Oryx, you're awoken.
Oh, am I not still at the forge?
Oh no, you you're here. You've made it home.
Okay. What?
Do you know anything about Divine Realms?
What?
Divine Realms.
Why would I know anything about Divine Realms?
Mm. Yeah, dragons are religious, right?
No. Do you really think dragons believe in things bigger than themselves?
They would have to, or they would be foolish.
I mean, most of the dragons we've dealt with are like the living embodiment of arrogance.
Because you're arrogant amongst ants does not mean you do not realize that tigers exist.
Why would a dragon care about a tiger? They
It
eat
was a
tigers.
metaphor. It was a metaphor, Arx. My point is that they would not consider us a threat because we are mortals, but to not recognize that things bigger than them exist would be, the height of hubris.
Yep.
And frankly, quite stupid.
I'm with you so far.
All right, well, interesting. If you learn anything, you shoot something my way. I'm trying to look into some stuff.
Okay.
Buying real estate more accurately. I'm gonna leave you alone.
I hear there's a
Slides
pretty
up.
good tower out in the Fallen Lands. You can't really see it sometimes.
On other planes of existence.
Other what now?
Other planes of existence. This is not a time to be explaining this to you. I'm gonna let you sleep. I go back to my room.
After
How are you still up?
Caffeine and dedication. You learn it after years of, cram school and studying and not having a lot of friends.
I spent 9 years digging tunnels, 8 years digging tunnels, little sleep, no friends. I still don't know why you're up.
caffeine, the magic ingredient.
Yeah, well, I mean, and determination. It's kind of like just an internal energy that almost never runs out.
A couple more days, it'll run out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But at that point, I'll collapse from exhaustion or die.
Yeah, that was sort of what I was getting at.
Oh yeah, I can always feel when it's coming on, though. I mean, I've definitely worked longer hours and worse shifts, and come pretty close to it. We're not even there yet. I used to be kind of obsessed with leaving a legacy because, I didn't have a lot of close relationships. So I figured I should leave something for the world. But I've already done that a couple times, so I kind of backed off of that. Anyway, I'm going to go to bed.
Okay. Sounds good.
Before
Good luck with your real estate.
Thanks.
when we get back to the room, before we check out for bed, I'm just going to say to Faye, "Hey, remember what you were saying about the price of the Raven Queen? How if you were willing to let something go, it wasn't really that important to you?
Yes.
You know that pull that you feel sometimes when you get visions?
No.
No.
Unless you mean to a physical location, which has happened a couple times, then no.
I mean, like, to doing something.
Nope.
Well, if you ever feel it, don't latch onto it. You
No, I
might
would.
end up taking something that you're not willing to let go of.
Oh, so here's the other thing about that kind of makes it a bad option for me. There is not much I care about. Not deeply. Not in a way that would scar me if I lost it.
Good.
Probably not. Probably not good.
Well, then change that.
Working on it. I care about Razak. Care about Oryx. I won't let them go, and I won't let them die, especially not for real estate.
I hope you're stronger than me then.
Okay. Any other things we need to address for today?
How many of these exhaustion levels am I dropping?
That is up to you. How long are you willing to commit to laying in bed and sleeping?
I guess that will depend on how much time we have, so I'll figure that out later.
Okay, you can at least take one down for now. All right. That sounds like it's it for everybody. All right. Then next week, we can, talk a little bit about resting more, getting more details from Decker, and we'll do a dungeon, folks.
Do a dungeon.
Do a
Do
dungeon.
some crime.
Definitely doing some crime.
Hell, doing crimes.